Rogan.
What's
Joe
up?
Rogan
What's up?
sitting in
What's up?
today.
What's up?
What's happening, man?
I'm sorry I'm late, but I had a... What's up, dude?
Cool.
I wrote a tirade about Carlos Mencia on my website this morning.
I
stayed up all night. I stayed up all night. I got to my hotel room at like, I don't know, like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, let me just like sleep for like an hour. And I'm like, fuck, I gotta write this. So I sat down at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I had a Red Bull. This was like number 3.
You wrote that this morning?
Pot lollipop.
Wait, what is that lollipop?
It's a pot lollipop.
Pot lollipop.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding.
What does it get you fucked up?
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, dude, if you don't smoke pot, this will put you on fucking Pluto. You'll be like pinned to Pluto, spinning around in space.
This is going to be the best show of the week. It is 7:17, and I am guaranteeing this is the best radio show of the week.
This is why I stayed up.
Right,
I got an email the other day from this guy in Tucson.
Shows up with a Red Bull and a pot lollipop.
Yeah.
Fuck it, bitch.
I guess we
That's how
just
you got to roll.
Clear the phone lines. Joe Rogan's got some shit to get off his...
All right, so this is what happened.
Go
I
ahead.
get this email the other day from this guy who's a radio DJ in Tucson.
Ouch.
Who says that Carlos Mencia was talking shit about me on the radio. Do I want to listen to it? I say, okay. So he sends me the audio file. And it's Carlos basically saying that he came to the Comedy Store and that he went on after me and that everyone in the Comedy Store calls him the Punisher. Like, he's completely out of his fucking mind. And that the only reason why everybody says he steals jokes is because they're jealous. Which is insane, because have you ever heard anybody saying that Chris Rock steals jokes or Dave Chappelle steals jokes? No, but they're more jealous of Carlos Mencia than Chris Rock. All right, here's the problem with this guy. He lives in such a shallow glass house. Carlos Mencia claims to be Mexican. His name isn't even really Carlos Mencia. That's a fake name. His real ethnicity is he's half German and half Honduran. And his real name is Ned Holness. This is real.
Wow.
This is all real. Mitzi Shore
didn't know that.
invented the name Carlos Mencia to ingratiate him with the Latino community of Los Angeles. So this fucking
His
retard...
name is Ned?
Yeah, his name is Ned. Yeah. He's got a fake name. I mean, this guy's so fucking stupid. His whole reasoning for why people call him a thief is that they're jealous. They're jealous of him. This fake fucking Mexican living this fake life, stealing people's material. All right, so what he says is basically that...
I got the audio, by the way, if you want to go through it.
What, him on stage?
Yeah, no.
Oh, of the show?
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You want to do that, or what? It's short
We
clips.
can. Sure, we can go on. But what's even better is what I did is I put the audio on my website, and I hired a personal cameraman. So my cameraman happened to be there the day Carlos claims that I was watching him from the stage, and instead what we have is me on stage and him watching me, pacing around the room, watching me. The guy imitates everyone, including me, all the time. He steals from everyone, whether it's George Lopez or Paul Mooney or old Richard Pryor albums. The guy's a fucking idiot, and all he does is rehash other people's shit or rewrite other people's shit. You know, you do a joke about going to the fucking zoo, whatever it is, and if it kills, he'll do a joke about going to the zoo and just rewrite your shit. He's a weak-minded fucking simpleton, and he doesn't know that people know he's a weak-minded simpleton.
Wouldn't it be great to be able to like hear this shit and then go like, fucking Rogan, I'm gonna kick his ass. But Rogan's such a fucking animal. You can't kick his ass.
Well, I mean, why would you want to kick my ass? Because I'm telling the truth? That's the crazy thing. I'm not running around saying that great comedians are shitheads. I love comedy, and that's the whole point. The thing that I wrote on my website, joerogan.net, the whole thing I wrote this morning at 5 o'clock in the morning with no sleep, is that I'm a huge fan of comedy. To this day, still am, always will be. You know, if I'm at the Comedy Store and Chris Rock shows up, dude, I'm the first person who wants to sit down. I want to watch great comedy. I love it. I love somebody who's got a unique point of view. I love somebody who comes up with some new shit that they crafted. I know this guy sat down on his computer and wrote this all out and tried it on stage in 15 different comedy clubs, and then boom, there it is. You're like, whoa! Like, I remember when Rock was at the Comedy Store and he was working out his Oscar shit. Dude, like me and like 10 other guys sat in the back of the room, fucking howling, loving it. Love comedy. Hate fucking thieves! That's all it is! I hate fucking thieves! Does it fucking infuriate you?
I know the kind. I don't know Ned.
Just call him the phony Mexican or Carlos Mencia. That's what we call him.
What he's talking about, like, the most brutal thief isn't the guy who just takes your whole joke. it's almost like Mad Libs. Like they'll just like say he's saying you go to the zoo and you got a bit about a gorilla. He makes it an orangutan. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. He was taking
Dane
a
Cook
shit.
did that to
he was
me.
taking a dump.
Dane
blah,
Cook
blah, blah.
did that to me. He did it on Premium Blend. He did my joke about fucking tigers. He did it with rhinos. Genius. Fucking genius. You know, there's so much of that shit going on. It's fucking insane.
It happens in radio all the time, too.
Of course it does.
But the new thing in radio is like, everyone steals from everyone, so it's okay.
Fuck that it is. You know, I love when you guys do something, you credit people. That's the way to do it. And that other douchebag that was, you know, doing your shit on Channel 152 that you guys were torturing for a few days.
Jim Phillips?
Yeah, that
How
fucking idiot. That was awesome.
That was fun, wasn't
beautiful.
it?
That was one of the last shows I listened to before I got a new car, and I have to get XM in my new car.
Joe, you ever have somebody come up to you, right? You just did your set, you killed, some bitch just killed, and somebody comes up to you and is like, yeah, you know, I used to do some shit like that.
And you know they're lying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I used to do a bit like that, but it's a little different. You don't have to worry about it. You can still do it. You can still do it.
Thank you.
Oh,
They give you permission to do your own.
Weak-minded cocksucker.
You know what the best one I ever got? I had a guy actually say, you know what? I was thinking of doing some shit like that.
That's funny.
It's just like, after I said it?
And then, coincidentally, they bring back their old material that they never did in the first place because they now set it up by saying that they used to do that material.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
And what's really brutal is comedy clubs don't do anything about it, man. I mean, it's just the most frustrating thing in the world for a comic to know that your art, what you do, what you put out, is supporting this club, keeping it together. But these people like fucking cannibals, and they hire these scumbags, these fucking thieves, these just fucking simpleton cocksuckers who can't come up with anything. These weak-minded motherfuckers who just rehash your shit. And these comedy clubs hire them, and they expect you to all work it out. They expect. I've actually heard that argument. Hey, you guys got to work that out with yourself. You fucking know he's a thief. You fucking know. No one calls someone a thief that's not a thief. There's not one person I've ever heard called a thief that's not a thief. Have you? Have you ever heard one person called a thief that's not a thief? It doesn't exist. There's thieves and there's regular comedians, but those thieves, they fucking make it through. They sneak through the net somehow or another because the comics don't do anything about it, because the club owners don't do anything about it. These motherfuckers, they swim upstream and they make it.
Yeah.
And they have millions of dollars and they're driving fucking fancy cars, and everybody goes, well, you're just fucking jealous. And you're just sitting there going, holy shit. Holy shit. Is this for real? Is this for real?
I guess in comedy it's just completely accepted.
It's not. These people are fucking pussies. They're afraid. They're afraid of conflict. They're afraid of standing up.
It's less accepted in comedy than radio, definitely, because these guys are always bitching behind the scenes.
Yeah, but they're bitching behind the scenes. But then, like you said, the comedy clubs don't do it.
Well,
the comedy clubs, the comic is probably the last priority in the comedy club. Like, it's just get someone in there that's going to make these people fucking pay.
Right.
And that's pretty much their priority.
Oh, yeah.
They don't care about the comics or the fucking, like, they're supposed to be some kind of ethics or some kind of, you know, you guys are supposed to work things out.
Yeah, we're supposed to
How many
work
asses
it out.
are in the seats? How many asses are you putting in those seats?
That's it. How many asses are in the
Well, let's
seats?
play this audio because now everyone is very interested
sure.
in what Carlos Mencia had to say.
And you can go to
on
my
the Frank
website.
Show.
It's all up, along with the video that my cameraman got of Carlos watching me in the back of the room, all that shit.
And if you ask nicely, he'll tell you how to get the pot lollipops.
You got to get a prescription.
A prescription?
Yeah, I have a prescription
Are
for
you
medical
shitting
marijuana.
me? They
No.
are prescription
I went
lollipops.
to a doctor. I said I have headaches. He said, when do you have headaches? I said, whenever I think about the fact that pot's illegal. And they just fucking write you out a piece of paper, and you go to a cannabis club, and you can buy weed. And
A cannabis club?
Dude, I have pot soda. I have pot lollipops. If you just were locked in my house, you could get high for 6 months. You would never have to leave.
I've never seen those at a pharmacy, though.
No, they don't exist at pharmacies.
How do you get a prescription? Will you take a prescription to a dealer?
All right, should we play the audio?
Sure.
Let's expose this motherfucker.
Well, I want to hear what this is all about. Carlos Mencia on the Frank Show in Arizona there.
So what were you going to ask me that you got interested in?
We were talking about your website, and you said there's like hate mail and stuff on there.
Oh, I get great hate mail.
What? What's it about? In regards to what?
Great hate mail. Well, I got a flood recently because somebody went on Joe Rogan's website and asked him about me, and then he said that the Force was weak with me, basically saying that I'm not, all that.
What does that mean? The Force?
The Star Wars.
Yeah.
The Force is weak with him.
What is he trying to say?
Whatever. That I suck. And so then he put a link to my website, so a bunch of his fans came on the website and like just put a bunch of hate mail on there. And I had to school him because I've been doing comedy longer than him.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If anybody took anybody's style, it wouldn't be me, him. It would be him, me.
Right.
Because I was the one with HBO specials in 1994. Right. Nobody knew who Joe Rogan was in 94.
I didn't know who he was.
Yeah, and Loco Slam in 93. Nobody knew who he was. And Comedy Compadres in 92.
By the way, pause it real
quick.
Totally different style back then than he has now, by the way.
Yeah.
Totally different style. Different. Much more the Latino angle, much different, much influenced now by a bunch of other people, including me. All right, go ahead.
And Comedy Compadres in 92, and Star Search in 91.
Star Search!
Star Search champion in 91. Thank you very much. Yes.
4 stars from the judges?
So I'm just saying, hey, I won. That's all that matters, Whitey. Why you gotta bring a beaner down, dude? Why you gotta bring me? Did you get 3.5 stars? Hey, I got the championship, bitch. How about that? Why gotta technicalities?
You know, even if no one showed up, he still won.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
That's the first clip.
That's the first clip.
Comment?
Okay. Well, you know, whatever. That's you won Star Search. Holy shit! Didn't Sinbad win Star Search too? Does that really fucking mean anything? You know, here's the point. He's trying to justify what everybody knows. That he's a thief and that he's a hack, and you know he's upset at me. I didn't put the link on his site. A bunch of people found his show to be very derivative, and they were on my message board, and they were talking about how much he sounds like me. And they asked me about him. I didn't want to deal with it. You know, what do you think about Carlos? Blah, blah. I just wrote, the force is weak with him. I'm being fucking nice. That's all I was doing. I was being nice. By saying the force is weak with him, that is nice compared to what this guy really is. He's a fucking thief. That's all it is. All right, so I'm just trying to avoid some bullshit. I don't want to deal with it, man. You know, whatever. I'm in the middle of 50,000 fucking things. I write that. I type that out. What's that? And then apparently that was it. Well, I fucking heard enough. So he goes on this show. This guy's living in the thinnest walled glass house in the history of the fucking comedy world. Ever. I mean, these guys got a fake fucking name, a fake ethnicity, and he's a joke thief. There's nothing genuine about him. And yet this dumb motherfucker thinks he's going to get on the air in Tucson, and I'm not going to hear about it. But thank God this guy, Frank, emails me and sends me this. Kudos to that guy. That guy, that's a fucking nice move.
All right, let's go to the next clip here.
So no, but I'm tired of it, dude, because I've been nice to that guy all the time.
Yeah.
And that dude, you know, what happens is we go to the Comedy Store, right, where I haven't been in years.
Right.
And everybody walks around saying Joe Rogan is the man.
Right.
Right? But they're saying that because they haven't seen me.
Right.
So then I go in there and I show them what can be done, and they walk around and go, oh, my God, everything I heard about Carlos is right. That guy is sick. Nope. I mean, I'll walk into the Comedy Store, dude, after legends walk in there.
Right.
At like 1 o'clock in the morning in front of 12 drunk people.
Sure.
And I'll get a standing ovation.
Right.
Because I love that place.
Sure.
I mean, it just, dude, it's just, oh.
Yeah.
And then all the comics walk. That's where I got the nickname The Punisher.
Right.
I got the nickname The Punisher because who was in there? Oh, yeah.
Let me make this up real quick. Oh, yeah. First of all, nobody calls that guy the Punisher. They call him the phony Mexican, or they call him Carlos Mencia. That's all anybody calls him. If you go to the Comedy Store, that's what you hear. Oh, dude, the phony Mexican's here. Or Carlos Mencia's here. And what happens, everybody gets nervous because Carlos sits in the back of the room with a fucking tape recorder and watches people's sets.
I had never heard of the Punisher.
Oh, yeah. Chris Rock was on stage.
All right.
And I was with some buddies, and they were like, man, Chris Rock is unbelievable.
They're all like creaming their pants over Chris Rock.
Yeah. And I went, he's great. He's awesome. And I disappeared. And I told the guys, I want to go on after Chris. So I went on after Chris, and I just destroyed the room.
Yeah.
And then from that point on, all the comics are like, that's the guy. That's the guy, man. He's the one. The Punisher right there.
That is so fucking insane. If you knew the atmosphere of the Comedy Store and how much that guy is loathed, this would be hysterical. When he shows up, everybody goes, ooh. That's what everybody goes, this motherfucker. And a few guys, like, they'll open for him on the road every now and then. It's like, hey, Carlos, what's up? You know, they just want that $120 check every now and then. You know, he's thinking how much Raymond Pride fucking noodles they can buy with it. That's it. There's the only people that talk to him.
Oh, man.
Oh, I get he steals other comics' material.
That we've heard a lot.
Yes.
Put these rumors to rest.
Well, we get comics that come in here and have made those comments before.
But they make them because they can't explain why I'm funnier than them.
Right.
So whoever said that?
But is that part of Joe Rogan's shtick with you, though? That because didn't Joe out Dennis Leary on Howard Stern and all that?
Hold on, real quick.
I think that...
First of all, I outed Dennis Leary in Playboy magazine, and then I didn't even bring it up.
We talked about that.
Someone called it up when I was on Howard. Yeah. Someone called in, and they brought it up, and I said, okay, here's what happened. And I always tell everybody that I was a Dennis Leary fan. When I first started out doing comedy in Boston, I remember the first time I saw Leary, I was like, holy shit, this guy's fucking awesome. This guy's really funny. And then I saw Hicks, and I was like, okay, what the fuck's going on? These guys are doing the same shit. And then I talked to all the comics in Boston, all the old school comics, and they all said Leary's a thief. And I was like, whoa. I was like, well, why are they hiring him? Well, that's just the way it goes. I was like, holy shit. Holy shit. And you know what? No one ever wanted to listen to someone who nobody knew who the guy was. You know, when I was on news radio, and if I was running around yelling Dennis Leary's a thief, everybody was like, fuck you, who the fuck are you? You know, and then finally, you know, like, people knew who I was, and they asked me when I did this Playboy magazine interview, you know, what do you hate about comedy? What bothers me? I'll tell you what I hate. I hate fucking joke thieves. Do you want to name joke thieves? I said, fuck it, yeah. These are the people that steal. And I started going off about Dennis Leary, about how much it bothered me, and how much it freaked me out that this guy could just take somebody's ideas and rework them and make a career out of it. It's fucking crazy.
Dennis Leary's first album was so similar to the Bill Hicks stuff. It was
same
scary.
material.
It was scary.
But then you look at Locked and Loaded, the last one that he did after Bill died, and it's a fucking steaming pile of shit. It's awful because that's Dennis's real thoughts. That's his real creative material. That's his real shit.
Leary on Howard Stern and all that. I think that's what happened.
See, those guys want to put me down because they got nothing. They got nothing on me.
Yeah.
They got nothing on me.
So then they just throw that out there.
Here's how I could prove it to you. I mean, to anybody. I don't have the time to steal other people's material if I wanted to.
What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does... I don't have the time to steal material, but what, you have the time to write material, you fucking asshole? What does that even mean? I don't have the time to steal material. That is the most insane defense I've ever heard in my life. I don't have the time to steal material. Whoa! Whoa! But yet you're sitting in the back of the fucking room every time I'm on stage watching me. My whole fucking set. And I got it on videotape, you cocksucker! And it's on JoeRogan.net, and anybody can watch. Anybody can watch you watching me. And me watching you bomb for about 30 seconds and leaving the room.
Get that up there. I want to see this now.
You can watch it. My cameraman made a whole video. Because... Keep playing. I'll explain the whole thing.
Buddy, I don't have the time to steal other people's material if I wanted to.
Right.
Let's just theoretically say that I wanted to steal other people's material. The past 10 years, I've been doing the road 50 weeks a year.
Right.
50 weeks a year.
So you don't have time.
I couldn't be in two places at the same time. If I wanted to steal your act, I couldn't.
So why guys
pause
like
that for a second. I did a one-man show in Aspen, and this is when I hated this motherfucker, and we had words at the Comedy Store, and he knew I hated him, and yet he came in. While I was standing there waiting to go on stage in Aspen at the Comedy Festival, he came into the room and sat down and watched my entire fucking set. He knew I hated him. He knew that he hated me, and yet he came there and he watched, like he does with everybody. He sits and he watches, and he just cherry picks. Just cherry picks ideas. How can I rework that? How can I fit that into my Beaner material? How can I fit that into this? That's what he does.
I wanted to steal your act. I couldn't.
So why are guys like Joe...
And secondly, they can't do my jokes.
So why are they saying that?
Oh, those jokes are so fucking hard to do. Fuck! Black people, fuck! White people, fuck! What's up, white people? Come on, take a joke! Fuck! Those jokes are so fucking hard to do. You fucking craftsman! You goddamn fucking genius! Would you compare white people to Mexicans? That is insane! How do you do that? How do you rework Paul Mooney's material, take out the word nigger, and put in Mexican? That is fucking genius! Where do you come up with these thoughts? Are you taking DMT? Are you lying in an isolation tank? Are you tripping on mushrooms? Where are you getting this creative burst of fucking genius? Please, tell us, oh Punisher. Please. Tell us. Hey, you fucked up, asshole. You talked about me on the radio. You gave me... It's open season on phony Mexicans, you fucking piece of shit. Sorry, carry on. That's the pot lollipop talk.
How many more Red Bulls are you going to have this morning? That's all I need to know.
I don't need one, dude.
That lollipop's laced with some other shit, too.
Yeah.
The hatred.
The lollipop's almost
gone.
gone.
You know what? This is 10 years of this kind of hate, man.
Right.
I've watched this guy for 10 years do this shit. 10 years steal from everybody, man.
So why are they saying that? Why are they making these
Because
comments?
that's the only way they feel better about themselves. That's the only way they can explain why I do better than them.
Why aren't they saying it about other comics, though? Why you?
Because those other comics aren't that funny.
Oh, Chris Rock. No, that guy's not that funny. That Dave Chappelle guy, that guy fucking sucks. Dave Attell, what the fuck is that guy funny? Come on, Jim Norton. Who the fuck says that guy's funny?
Bill, comment?
I mean,
step up!
I live out here, man.
Step up!
I've never seen the dude.
It's that East Coast, West Coast thing,
dude.
Right?
No, it's one of those things. Everything he's saying, I've heard time and time again. But I heard the same shit. Robin Williams, they always say that shit about him, but it's like I never seen it.
You know what the real problem is?
Yeah, they say Robin Williams is a huge thief.
I'm sure he is. Everybody that I know that have ever seen him back in the day said he was a thief. Steve Pearl, who's a guy who was at the Comedy Store all the time, said Robin stole a bunch of his shit and had to give him checks for it. But you know what? None of Robin's peers ever stepped up. None of Robin's, none of those guys that were like big comics back then ever got on the radio and say, this guy's a piece of shit. No one ever published an article in a magazine. Nobody ever stepped up or wrote a book about it. Nobody ever put an article on their webpage. Nobody ever stopped it. Nobody who had the power to stop it ever stood up because they don't want to distract from their own career. They don't want to, focus on, the possibility they might be jealous of this person. They want to just, do their own shit and just try to hope he doesn't steal from them. Like Jay Leno said, just write faster than they can fucking steal. Write faster. How about kill them and bury them in the fucking woods? Write faster than they can steal?
I'm 5 minutes away from
impossible.
Doing the rest of the show as loud as him.
I'm sorry. Fucking Joe Rogan! Dude,
no, I'm loving the energy. Come
on, let's go! So fucking mad. Because it's happened to me a bunch of times, and you write something, and Bill, you can back me up on this. You know what it's like. You get a bit, and you.
Yes, I do.
Bill Burr doesn't have a network show yet, so.
You come up with an idea, you
no,
tweak it, you find the right way to
West
do
Coast,
it.
man. I don't. You know what I mean? I can't. Well,
but it's not even him. I'm talking about joke thieves in general.
There is a West Coast, East Coast comedy thing going on, too.
There's no joke thieves on the East Coast, right?
No, I'm just saying that,
cool.
I would trash a guy if the dude stole one of my jokes. I saw him do it. I definitely knew it. I've heard all this shit about Carlos, but, my whole career has been out here. I don't even get half it. I didn't know what a fucking beaner was. That's like when he's like, I know what you're thinking. They finally gave a beaner a show. And my girl looked over at me. She goes, what's a beaner? That's my only thing about him. He does his act like everybody grew up right outside of San Diego.
All right, we got 2 more clips here. They're short.
It's true. You're right, actually, Frank. It was Joe Rogan to Dennis Leary.
Yeah.
And Dennis Leary actually came out and called him out on it.
Yeah.
And Joe just cowered.
Why is Joe...
hysterical.
You didn't cower.
By the way,
I was following that whole thing.
There's no cowering, dude. From Dennis Leary, was he gonna cough on me? What's gonna happen?
That's an easy one. You could just get all the CDs and see which one was done
there's
first.
No cowering. You know what, man? I
get Bill Hicks' Relentless, and then get Dennis Leary's first album, and you'll see.
And I'm aware of this. Yeah, and I'm aware of this really intimately because the producer of all of Bill's albums is Bill's best friend, Kevin Booth, who's a really good friend of mine. So I got straight information right from Kevin, who told me exactly what Bill was going through, how Bill was freaking out, how Bill and Dennis were friends in the clubs, and he couldn't fucking believe that Dennis was doing his shit, and Dennis is doing shit that he did on an album, and he's doing his No Cure for Cancer thing. He's like, this is insane. Like, how do I stop this?
Was it just accepted back then?
No, man. Just nobody did anything. Nobody stepped up and said, hey, fuck you. Nobody stepped up. Nobody stepped up.
No,
that's what it is.
Once you get to the point, if you're putting, asses in the seats, they don't care.
So it's up to you guys to kind of like police the thing.
Club owners don't give a fuck.
But what about you guys policing the thing, making it uncomfortable?
That's what I'm doing right
guys?
now. That's what I'm doing right now.
Take him to the octagon.
That's what we're doing right now.
Take him to the octagon, Joe.
We're making the phony Mexican uncomfortable right now, and I want everyone to know.
UFC rules. Come on.
But
kick some ass.
You need a lot more of the, your fellow comedians to step up.
Well, absolutely.
You guys got to police your own.
And you know what? He fucked up. Because if he wasn't talking shit about me, I wouldn't be talking about him right now. We would be talking about whatever.
Well, because we've gone after a bunch of radio shows recently, and their excuse was, everyone steals, so it's okay. And we're finally saying, no, it's not okay. It's just not okay.
It's not. And
I heard Chuck Liddell ripping you off. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna hide. Cover my body and curl up in the fetal position, hoping it's tired of punching me.
Animal. But if Gilbert Godfrey ripped you off, that would be no problem, right?
That would be a different story. Clearly.
Joe's a tough motherfucker, man.
Leary actually came out and called him out on it.
Yeah.
And Joe just cowered.
Yeah, why is Joe
true.
all of a sudden determined that he's the arbiter of comedy and he's going to put everybody in check? What's up with Joe?
Because I don't know, man. It's insecurities. It's like, look, when I go on stage, okay, this weekend, for example, I'm going on stage with 11 other comics. Okay. We're doing 12,000 seats in L.A., 20,000 seats in San Jose, California.
Right.
All right. So we're doing this huge venue. I'm telling you right now that from a competitive standpoint, I want to be the funniest guy on that stage. Just like I want to kick everybody's ass.
It's just like everybody in radio that does morning radio. They want to be the funniest show, the most popular show. Sure.
But at the end of the night, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're right.
Because it's all about putting the effort forth.
I think the force is with you, Carlos. Don't listen to that Joe Rogan.
Wow, that guy's really funny. The guy at the end there was really funny. I like that line.
Did.
Well, probably got a big laugh in Arizona.
So,
what?
Let's keep going with the clip because at the end of it,
this is the last clip.
Yeah.
You want to hear the greatest story? Here's the greatest story.
Go.
Here's the greatest run-up story to that.
All right.
Joe was on stage 2 Fridays ago, and then I went on after him.
Oh boy.
And he got off stage, and he was just like watching me. Pacing, and I could see him like look in the back of the room, and then I'd get a huge laugh, and he'd walk out, then he'd come back and get a huge laugh, then he'd walk out, and then I got off stage and I left. And the next day, I got a phone call from some of the comedians, and they're like, "Dude, we don't know if we fixed it, but we made him admit it." And then,
listen to how full of shit that sounds. I mean, if you're someone who knows how to read people when they're lying and making things up, just replay just that. We made him admit it. Listen to this.
All right, hold on. I gotta do a little something here.
But we made him admit it.
And then, what the fuck are you talking
You're a
about?
Psychologist too.
They made him admit it. They made him admit it. What?
Admit.
Yeah. Well,
what?
He'll play it again.
Oh, I will.
No, I mean he'll say it again. He'll say what it is.
They're like, "Dude, we don't know if we fixed it, but we made him admit it." And then
made him admit what?
Right, so here's what they did. They he was talking smack about me, and they said, "Dude, you can say whatever you want about him, but you know what? He doesn't steal people's material. He's great." And you know what?
Right.
He kills. And you have to admit that. You can say you hate him, you say you don't like him, but you have to admit that he kills. And he was like, "I will not admit that." And they're like, "You have to, dude. You have to admit that he kills." And they're like, we talked to him for an hour, and at the end of an hour, he finally said, "All right, I admit it."
All right.
He said, and they quote that he said, "Fine, he kills. I don't know how he does it. I can't explain it, but he kills." And then they all just walked away, and I was like, "Yes, I am the Punisher!" And then I whacked off. Now, the comedy gods shine upon thee.
That's why it gets a standing ovation.
Now, here's the beautiful thing.
Did you hear the whole, Anthony?
Yeah, the whole edited in her.
Yeah, the whole.
Every morning show has to have a hole that absolutely nothing.
But here's the beautiful thing about it. What he's describing,
yeah.
I actually have a cameraman that follows me around at the Comedy Store because a bunch of my buddies come to the Comedy Store, and a lot of times we're hanging out in the parking lot, some really funny shit happens. And we videotape it, and I edit it, and I put it on the internet.
Yeah.
Well, my camera guy was there for this night, and he videotaped Carlos watching me, okay, from the back of the room doing exactly what he claims I was doing, pacing around the room, watching me from a bunch of different angles, and then he also videotaped me afterwards going, "Dude, I just don't, he's talking about nothing. He's just saying nothing. He's a fucking idiot." Saying that for 1 minute. That's how I talked about him, for 1 minute. That's it. That was the whole thing. We got all of it on videotape. All of it. Including this audio, so we have his audio over the reality. And my camera guy edited it all together with a Mexican song. And it's beautiful.
And it's on JoeRogan.net?
Yeah, you can go watch it.
All right, let's go to George. George in Tennessee. George, what's up?
Wow.
Hey.
Hey, man.
We're hanging with Joe Rogan today. What do you got?
Oh, yeah. I'm only 18, but I mean, I've watched guys like Jerry Seinfeld and Bill Cosby, and I mean, it's like fucking crazy just to see Larry the Cable Guy go out there and sell millions of records or whatever in fucking 5 minutes, stealing everybody else's shit.
He does other people's shit? I've never heard that before. Have you ever heard that before about Larry the Cable Guy?
I'm an East Coast comic.
Oh, Jesus.
You guys are bringing up dudes like, you know...
You guys ever heard of that?
George the vacuum guy, huh?
I've
heard this Beaner guy? No, I haven't heard of these fucking guys. I'm sorry.
To be fair, I mean, we had Larry the Cable Guy on. He killed for us, and I didn't recognize any of that material.
I saw Larry live in Montreal. That was the only time I saw him. It was like 6 or 7 years ago or something like that. And I saw original material, and I thought he was pretty funny, and he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, I don't know those fucking Southern guys.
I like
what did you
like.
He's gone.
He's gone?
All right, let me set the scene. Joe Rogan sitting in with us today. Is there anything you want to accomplish?
I think I already got it out.
We should do something really fucked up
today,
though.
Yeah. Anything you want, man.
We'll try to figure something out.
Okay.
We got a few more hours with Joe Rogan. He's on his third Red Bull. He's finished
Zero sleep.
And the pot lollipop.
Can you smoke the stick when you're done? That would be cool, right?
That would be the ultimate.
Light it up.
This just in. Carlos Mencia has been booked on the Opie and Anthony show next week.
Yikes.
Yikes. Is that true, Ben? Why don't you tell Joe Rogan to his face that you just booked the enemy?
No, that's not the Don't do that, man.
Listen, dude, it's going to be beautiful.
I'm just putting him in.
I don't even have to be in
Joe's going to choke Ben out
next break. Listen, I've done my work, and let him come in here, and his pale words will fall out his mouth like dry bricks and just crumple.
This is kind of like a Tupac Biggie thing.
Yeah.
But you're both you guys are West Coast, though.
You know, it's nothing like that. This is a joke thief and a comedian.
We got to get you a nickname, though, now.
Really?
Yeah,
the Punisher versus...
The Punisher! Fuck! White people!
Wow.
All right, let's try to get a name for Joe. All right. I don't even know what to do next because that was amazing on radio. We just got to regroup a little bit.
You know what, man? It's been coming a long time, and this stupid fuck, it didn't even have to happen. It wouldn't have happened if he didn't talk about me on this radio show. If he didn't talk about me on that Tucson radio show, which he probably thought I would never hear. You know, he didn't talk about me on Opie and Anthony. He talked about me on something he thought I would never hear in fucking Tucson. And that guy, you know, thank God he had some balls, and he fucking emailed me that clip. You know, that was it. He started it. That's all I needed to hear. He launched the first Scud missile, and I just dropped a fucking nuclear bomb on his head.
All right, well, you know.
Which is an easy target. It's rather large.
Fuck!
I'm sure you've realized by now.
I had to throw something in. I got nothing.
Lobbing
you guys
something
are just bringing
in there.
up these obscure. What about Larry the Cable Guy, huh, Bill? You ever hear that fishing story joke before?
Get her done.
Yeah, man. What the fuck?
All right, we got a lot of
these guys. Or maybe a hero comes in and saves the day.
Or a hero,
like the Punisher.
The Punisher.
Other comedians call me the Punisher.
Oh, God, you're one of them. No, you're the Punisher. God, don't shoot me.
Yeah, Joe Rogan went off on Carlos Mencia yesterday on our show.
Oh, my God, did he?
I guess there's a video of Joe Rogan going off on Carlos Mencia up on FoundryMusic.com and OpieandAnthony.com. Here's our dilemma. Carlos Mencia is booked for the show next week. The Punisher will be on our show next week.
The Punisher, well, I think some people in here are going to be punished, if I may say.
The self-appointed Punisher.
The self-appointed and anointed Punisher. That is a name you absolutely can't pick for yourself.
I can't believe like that went by me, and I didn't even, like, Rogan was so going off, I never stopped for a second. Like, wait a minute. They call you the... No, they don't.
No, they don't. Who...
Anytime
find me a person.
His name is brought up, it's Carlos or Mencia.
Yeah.
That's it. No one goes, you know what's coming to Caroline's this weekend?
The Punisher. Yeah, I'm doing a gig with the Punisher. What? Who?
Yeah.
Carlos Mencia. Oh, what? Why did you call him the Punisher?
Sounds like a wrestler in one of those.
Yeah.
Those shows with it's like on basic cable.
Not Vince McMahon.
No, not that level. There's like 8 people in the crowd. It's all those Mexicans that wear like the masks.
It's at a high school gym.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's all
and whenever they
echoey.
when they hit the canvas, it sounds like it's made out of like aluminum. Coming
You
to the
tell
ring.
him the Punisher's coming for him. Yeah, those are the names. The Punisher.
I want a nickname now. Like a real nickname, because I hate this Opie crap.
Well, you just got to give it to yourself.
I want to be the something.
You want a The Punisher?
Yeah,
type
yeah.
thing?
And just say everybody calls you that.
Yeah, the name has to be. It has to start with the.
Uh-huh.
Like the Punisher. I want to be like.
Well, let me just scroll through instant feedback, and we'll find you one.
No. I want to be.
I know. The douchebag.
The douchebag. The ass wipe. I'm really setting myself up for a bad one. My shallow ego. I don't know if I...
That's why they call me the douchebag.
I don't know if I can take this. All right, I'm going to take that back. Our listeners can be cruel.
You really just lobbed it over the net.
Yeah, because I'm dreaming of, like, you know, my name's going to be the Executioner.
Right.
The Destroyer. Something really cool. That fits my personality in a way that makes it all right. But no, it's going to be like the douchebag.
Yeah, see, you don't want to be marshmallow ass. That never sounds intimidating. You can't say, hey, watch out for me.
I think you pick up some women like that.
Actually,
my friends call me marshmallow ass.
Marshmallow ass.
Oh my God, he's dreaming. They call me the Punisher.
Prozac from Whackbag is saying that Ed Asner actually did give you the name Destroyer, Opie.
Oh, that's right. Ed Asner. Yeah, there it is. That's my nickname, according to Ed Asner. The Destroyer.
The Destroyer. And Ed Asner called him that.
I forgot about that. Yeah. Yep. I am the Destroyer.
Would you step on his glasses or something?
He hated me. Absolutely hated me. No surprise there, I know.
Whackbag guys really do give themselves their own names, right?
Right.
Like just like Prozac, you know? Hey, my name's Prozac. Get that name. You gave it to yourself, you know? But everyone calls him Prozac on the message board.
Oh, you just need the expression people.
Yeah.
It's not anybody.
People call me.
Yeah. Well, the listeners are being really kind this morning.
Are they?
Opie's new name, Millionaire Douche Cunt. The Taint Master. The Javalog Boy. All right, you know what? Let's move on to other bits.
The main event.
Someone on the phone, the Puppy Killer, the Kid Toucher. That's Jim Norton, man.
Shit dick.
Shit dick. Lovely.
Fuckface.
Fuckface. Yeah, they're coming in like crazy now.
The I cower when a guy punches my rearview mirror man.
You're not supposed to remember the bad stories.
And you can't put a sentence in behind the.
It's supposed to be the one word.
Yeah.
That sums it all up.
The coward.
The Destroyer. I like the Destroyer.
Coward.
How about the...
How about picks that one for themselves?
How about the Gregster?
The Gregster. That's a great one.
On the show today, Gary Hoey. He's in the studio. He's going to be jamming for us in a little while.
Also, ins and outs.
Also, the Punisher will be here around 9:15.
And now we got to call him out on that.
Of course we have to.
That's all got to be. This all has to be hashed out. The Rogan stuff. You know, we had Joe Rogan on. There seems to be a little battle going on between them. A little battle.
What's going on?
Why don't they just settle down and become friends? Just settle down. But there's a battle going on between those two, and I guess we could get his side of it. The Punisher.
What's the brouhaha about?
Oh, please. It's Joe Rogan and Carlos Mencia just going at each other.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Rogan says that Carlos has been pilfering from people for years. He's known as a comedy thief. This is what Rogan says. Mm. And Carlos says that he kicks ass wherever he goes, and Rogan's the hack, and Carlos says that people call him the Punisher, like all the other comics and stuff. You know, comics, they don't make up nicknames for other comics, especially like flattering ones. Like, hey, it's the Punisher. I don't even want to go on after him. You know, this guy's so good, I'm going to be embarrassed getting up on stage.
Well, we're going to get to the
I can't follow the Silver Surfer.
I've heard the douchebag. I've heard the prick. I've heard things like that with you comics throwing names back and forth for each other.
Yeah.
Never the Punisher.
No.
The hack. More with Adam Ferrara, Gary Hoey on the way. We got Carlos Mencia coming in. And
hey, the Punisher.
The Punisher and... We're ready for the Punisher. Well, we're in an uncomfortable position, Carlos, because we had a comedian come on the air.
Oh, don't be uncomfortable.
And
that guy, don't worry about it. That guy's been talking smack for years, dude. For years. That's why I finally said something in Tucson, because the guy had been talking so much smack. It was like, dude, just stop talking about me. So for all you into this whole thing, people, you can call a morning show called The Locker Room in Denver called KBPI and ask them if 3 years ago this guy was talking smack. It's just like, oh my God.
I don't think anybody's actually denying the fact that smack is being smuck. But it's like
he is. He came in here like, oh, it's on now. It's like, dude, it's been on for you forever. What are you talking about?
And I want to go on record and say that I like both of you guys, so it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing that's going on.
Don't be weird. For me, it's go to my website. Read my bio page.
I've been to Carlos's house. I've hung with Joe Rogan at the store.
Rogan says
I know
Carlos's
lovely wife Amy. I was invited to what was I invited to when I was out there?
Oh, I don't know.
Was it your engagement party?
But you don't have to, dude. That's my point. I've never said anything bad about Joe Rogan's comedy. Here.
You give me a credit card?
Oh, check that out. Because he said that I made up my name, dude. That's a green card. What's my name on the green card?
Honduras.
My name, actually.
Ned.
Ned what?
Mencia.
There you go.
Ned A. Mencia.
There you go.
You got a green card?
Yes.
Wow, this is cool.
I'm a beaner, dude. When I say I'm a beaner, I'm a beaner, bro.
You were born in 1915?
No.
That's like high tech and shit. What's on the back of that?
Dude, ever since 9/11, bro. They
don't
fuck around, dude. It's got a hologram and all kinds of shit in the back.
Holograms on this.
Yeah, exactly.
Permanent resident card?
Exactly, dude. How creepy is that?
Why do you need this?
Because I'm not an actual citizen yet.
Why is that?
Because I took the test and then you gotta get sworn in, and I had a gig.
Are you shitting me?
And like a true American, I took the money.
You went for the money gig before?
So now I got to do it all over again.
What do you got to wait? Oh, now you got to take the test all over again?
Yeah, I got to take the test all over
again. Is that a hard test?
No,
what questions they ask you?
God, I should have brought it, dude.
You should have, because I guarantee you that I would
get it on the internet. Oh yeah, you can get it on the internet. It's like who was the first president? What are the 3 branches of government? Who's the president now? That kind of stuff.
So far, I'm all right.
So far. I was thinking that in my head.
What are the first 15 amendments to the Constitution called?
Bill of Rights.
Yeah, just stuff like that. But then there's a couple of them that you're like,
what?
Oh, fuck. You know what I mean?
They ain't going to let me in.
I guarantee we get Lady Di on the phone, she will fail the test.
Can we throw her out of the country then, please?
Yeah, I would love to.
But the other thing is that if you've been here over 20 years, you can take the test in whatever your native tongue is.
All right, here we go.
Get the fuck out.
So my dad took the test in Spanish.
That doesn't seem like you should be able to do that.
Did he pass?
Yeah, but it was easy for him because I read it and I was like, these are in Spanish, Dad. Don't you think you need to know them in English? And he was like, no, they're going to ask the questions in Spanish. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You can become an American?
What? Oh, we got the questions up?
Yeah. What are the colors of our flag? Was that one of the questions?
Right. Red, white, and blue.
All right. How many stars are there on the flag?
Yeah.
50.
50 or
48? Are you about to say? He's about to say 48.
I was fucking with you. Stop. That one I know. I'll tell you the ones I don't know. What color are the stars on our flag? Blue. What do the stars on the flag?
Blue.
White. They're white.
Wait, white.
The stars, dude.
They're white.
The stars are white.
Blue background. Wow. Opie, are you a citizen?
Are you a citizen? Oh, you're going back, dude. Right. You're going back to Europe, bitch.
Send them back.
We don't need to know this shit. We're here.
I agree.
I was born here. I don't need to know crap.
What else? Let her rip.
How many stripes are there on the flag? What do the stars
13.
on the flag
How many?
mean?
Yeah, 13. That's one most people don't know.
And that represents the original colonies.
Mm-hmm.
What color are the stripes?
Red and white.
What do the stripes on the flag mean?
Yeah.
Colonies.
Very good. How many states are there in the Union?
50. States in the Union, 50.
Puerto Rico would say 51, but...
Well, that's why I was ready to say more than 50.
No, it's 50. They're not
the
a
Puerto
state.
Rico thing is getting a little squirrely.
They
want to be a state. Why do we celebrate the 4th of July? What is the date of Independence Day? Independence from whom? What country did we fight during the Revolutionary War?
England.
Who is the first president?
Washington.
Who is president today?
An idiot.
Dick Cheney.
Dick Cheney.
There you go.
Yeah, we get it. Let's see. It just goes on and on. It's basically
There's got to be some in there. What's one of the tough ones?
What are the duties of Congress?
Uh-oh. That's
All right.
a tough one.
I got to pack my bags.
Drink. Screw pages.
Get blowjob.
You're right. The duties of Congress.
Congress.
Yeah, they make laws.
Yes. That's the legislature.
All right, here's a tough one. How many
legislation makes the laws?
Yeah.
Congress?
Congress makes the law.
How many
executive interprets and judiciary enforces?
How many?
No, the opposite.
Where's my card?
Judiciary interprets.
Judiciary interprets and executive
enforces.
Yeah, exactly. How many changes or amendments are there to the Constitution?
Wow, how many amendments?
Ooh.
Total? Oof. Can I take out the ones I don't agree with?
Well, the first 10 or 15 of the Bill of Rights.
15, I think.
15 of the Bill of Rights. That's the first ones.
Look at this room of fucking retards.
For how long do we elect each senator?
Senator. That's 6.
6 years, I think.
Yes. What are the duties of the Supreme Court?
Nobody knows.
Now it's getting...
That should be to interpret the law.
Now
right?
they're getting out of hand. They're getting a little picky now. Who was Martin Luther King Jr.?
Why is that on there?
Who said, give me liberty or give me death?
Nathan Hale.
I thought it was Ethan Allen.
They called him Than Hale, though, which is weird. A lot of people don't know that.
Than Hale?
Than Hale, yeah.
That was the first guy that won...
Caron, right.
I'd keep going, but this is on a really bad blue background, and now I can't.
Are
see
you going
shit.
blind watching that?
I cannot focus anymore.
Opie, is it as
He's
blue?
rubbing his eyes.
Is it as blue as the stars on the flag?
All right.
How many amendments were there? Was it like 30?
I can't
30
even
something.
I'm not even
Are you
kidding.
kidding?
Are there
You can't
answers?
see?
Holy crap!
Are the answers there?
No, there's no answers.
Don't you know his stinking answers?
Oh, click
They
here to
give
see
you the answers.
Okay.
Oh.
There you go. Dick Cheney is the president. See, now you got to match it up with the question, and now we don't have the question,
That's hard.
so I could just tell you answer 33 was 435.
That test is hard.
There you go.
It gets pretty hard, dude. But then it's verbal. They get to ask you whatever they want. So, you know.
Oh, you got to know all the capitals?
Oh, you kidding?
Boy, that's rough.
I know,
all the capitals?
Yes.
I know Des Moines and Albany.
That is really hard.
What is the capital of Alabama?
Montgomery.
Very good.
Ooh.
Wow.
What about, let me try to get a, how about Kansas?
Kansas?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that would be...
Little Rock, Arkansas, Kansas is...
Kansas is...
Are you looking?
Topeka. Is it Topeka?
Yes, very good.
It is?
Topeka.
Damn it.
How about Kentucky? That's a tough one.
Kentucky.
Louisville. No, it's not Louisville. That's the big city there.
People are screaming at their radios right now. No one's going to get it in this room. Kentucky.
Frankfurt.
Stop reading.
I didn't read.
Did you read?
How am I reading? Where?
Right over here.
Oh, right. I can see that.
Why not?
It's 20 miles away.
All right, all right, hold on a minute.
Did you really not cheat?
He
Of
cheated.
course I cheated. I have eyes
know.
like a hawk.
I know, Anthony. All right, how about...
He didn't even know Frankfurt was in Kentucky. He said Germany.
One more, and I'm hiding the answer.
Oh.
South Dakota.
South Dakota?
Who cares, really? Like, that's what I would answer during the test.
Right.
Who cares? It's South Dakota.
St. Paul.
Pierre.
That would be Minnesota.
Pierre.
South Dakota. What? Anyway.
Who cares? But
Yeah,
say what?
and who cares about the capitals?
Well, you're going to care because you got to do the test again.
Yeah, I got to do it like in a couple of months, actually.
How could you take a gig after you did all the prep work?
It was a lot of money, dude. It was a lot of money, bro. Especially at the time.
That just seems like one of those things on the priority list, becoming American citizen.
Because I thought,
and then what do you do? Throw away the
what could be more American than taking a job?
Getting the money. Yeah, okay.
What is this?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
John in Philly, go ahead.
Yo, Patrick Henry said, give me liberty or give me death. Not Ethan Allen, retards.
I was joking about the Ethan Allen because that was the boat that capsized.
Was it Nathan Hale?
And I was
Nathan Hale. I said Nathan Hale.
Yeah, he said Nathan Hale.
The Sand Hale?
Right.
Right, but the Ethan Allen was obviously a dumb joke.
Oh,
let's go to Robert in Dallas. Robert?
Yeah, the bill is actually for 10 amendments.
Bill of Rights is the first 10, not 15?
Yeah. I'm Canadian, and I mean, come on, guys.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Eddie. Eddie!
Yo, dudes.
What's up?
Big fan. Listen, guys, every motherfucker that takes this test and passes it should get an automatic into any fucking college in this country they want. I swear to God. I got my master's from Princeton, and I don't know half these fucking answers.
Yeah, imagine if you had to take the test to stay. Yeah. This country would be like the Old West again. They'd be giving out land in the middle of it. There'd be nobody here.
But you know who would pass? All the immigrants would pass. Because they'd study.
They study the test. They have to, right? Yeah.
Like, if you ask my dad all these questions, he'd come in here all badass answering them all.
Know him.
You wouldn't understand half his fucking answers. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You'd be like, he'd say Pierre, but it would sound like Paco. You know what I'm saying? Paco. Did you say Paco? It's Pierre. That's what I said,
I panic when I come back into America, and I'm convinced they're going to ask me something.
You're not gonna let you in?
And I'm not going to know it. Like, do the Pledge of Allegiance or something like that, and I'll be like, all right, I'll try.
I always get scared, dude. Always get scared when I'm coming back into the country.
Oh, and you got the green card. You must be like, it's like a spin the wheel every time you come back.
Dude, every time, bro.
Yeah.
And every time in the past few years, they've recognized me, so they give me a pass. Every time so far. Thank God.
Did you ever end up in a little room?
No, they haven't done that to me yet, man.
I ended up in a little... You did Montreal, right? The festival?
Yeah.
I ended up in a little room.
On the way back?
On the way in.
Oh,
on the way in?
On the way in.
What the hell did they think
I
they
don't
were
know.
doing?
There was something... Because what happens when you do the Montreal Comedy Festival, your name's supposed to be on a list. For some bizarre reason, my name's not on a list. So I'm in a room. My girlfriend's in the other room. My girlfriend's from Montreal. And all I hear is, I live here. He's with me. And I'm like, just send me back to the States. I don't want to do the friggin' festival. Just send me back.
Meanwhile, Middle Easterners are going in there going, I'm going to blow some shit up in America.
Yeah.
Come on in.
Yeah, we don't want to profile you, so come on.
That ticking is my wife. Exactly.
They got a conga line right next to it.
Meanwhile, Adam, what are you here for? To tell jokes? Bullshit! Yeah. Bullshit, you and your fucking jokes. Bullshit!
We don't believe you. We have to look in your ass.
You're on the comedy watch list. I have that. No, my name is just similar.
I hate having a national talk show because you get to talk to people from South Dakota.
Oh,
Chuck,
boy.
go ahead.
Yeah, you guys pronounce that wrong. It's Pierre, not Pierre.
Pierre?
Pierre, South Dakota.
You know, I drove through South Dakota once, and I found it a fascinating state. The Badlands are there, and so is Mount Rushmore.
Oh,
and I stopped and looked, and I enjoyed your state, Chuck.
Yeah, don't forget Crazy Horse.
Mm-hmm. Crazy Horse, right.
But Crazy Horse...
The engine.
And the no helmet law.
Crazy
no
Horse...
Helmet law.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy Horse has not been completed, right, sir?
Nope, it has not been completed. That face is done, but not the rest of it.
They've been working on that damn thing for well over 50 years, I believe.
Yep.
And they ran out of...
another 50 to go.
They ran out of money.
Did they?
No government funding.
Of course not. It's for an Indian.
They refused government funding.
That's right. It started with one guy passed it down to his son after he died, right, sir?
Yep. Yeah,
and they're very good, Opie. And what are they doing this for? Just a big... It's going to be a big stone face?
Well, no. It's in the... They're going to build an Indian hospital and everything at the base of it.
But what is it, statue?
To Indian. Yeah, big statue like Mount Rushmore.
It's pretty much a Mount Rushmore.
That's not done, but the casino next to it is kicking ass. Yeah. The casino next to it is rocking.
Yeah, fuck the monuments to any of these guys. Get the card tables out.
Oh, yeah, the blackjack. Oh.
You'll be able to fit Mount Rushmore on its arm.
All right. It's Pierre, South Dakota.
Thank you,
Chuck.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chuck. Say hi to the other 6 people that live there.
Rather pay tribute to Chief Running Aces.
Chief Doubledown says we must raise money.
I met an Indian girl about 6 months ago, and her name, I swear to God, was actually Cha-Ching.
Cha-ching?
Cha-ching?
She said it was more like Cha-Ching, but I was like, that's Cha-Ching. I was like,
that's Asian.
That's badass.
There are people in this country now, ethnic groups, that are claiming like 0.1% Indian just so they can open up casinos and sell tax-free cigarettes.
You want me to tell you the sick part? I do a lot of casinos now, and especially like anywhere in the Southwest, after all the tribe want to meet you. So they're always like, the tribe would like to meet you. Sometimes it's in your contract. You got to go hang out with the tribe after. So, you know, you're excited, man. I'm going to meet some real Indians. And I swear to God, every single time I walk into a room filled with the tribe, here's what I get. Oye, güey, ¿qué pasó, Carlos? What the fuck kind of Indians are you? And then they all look at me and they go, 116, that's all you have to be.
That's all you have to be.
My grandmother fucked one of them, poof, I got in. I'm like, what? They're all in. They're all beaners, dude. They're all Mexicans. It's ridiculous.
Well, that's obviously the Southwest.
Yeah.
Up in the Northeast here, the Indians we have up here, especially out on eastern Long Island, black guys. They're black. And they're out there as American Indians getting this tax exemption, trying to open up casinos out there, but they are black guys.
How, motherfucker?
Yeah. Yeah. You Indian? Don't give me no shit, motherfucker. I'm an Indian. Yeah. And that's so you will not find one guy that owns a casino or is selling tax exempt cigarettes going, what do you like 'em? You know, the guy that looks like the Braves, what's the
Cowie truck,
the Cowie guy, Nakahoma, Chief Nakahoma.
I've only met a couple that actually look like like real Indians. The rest of them, it's just like, dude, come on.
I've only seen real looking Indians at those degrading powwows they put on for Whitey, where they go around and they got wear the feathers and hi,
and they just
dance
look like
around
they
in
want to fucking
circles.
kill themselves.
Yeah, and it's you don't have to. That would be the same thing as a black guy getting up going, well, let me do some soft shoes for you,
right?
You know, and doing a tap dance and opening his eyes real wide. The Indians don't have to do that. Stop it. You got the casinos. Just rape us blind. You got me real bad at Mohegan.
They're finally getting even because they gave white people tobacco. So now the biggest killer in America is, smoking-related illnesses, and they got casinos.
Yeah, that makes up for the anthrax blankets.
Exactly. That makes up for the chicken pox and all the other shit.
There you go, Injun. You cold? You and your tribe cold? Take these blankets.
White man, nice. Give me warm blanket.
Throats, scratch 'em. Runny nose.
Wow, we're being called out like crazy still.
Yeah.
Pete in New York, go ahead.
Hey guys, how you doing this morning?
All right, Pete.
I want to talk. I want to ask this unfunny spick. Why are you not talking about what Rogan said about you, man? Why are you not defending yourself?
What do I need to defend?
Hey Ned, this guy was on the air talking about you, saying you steal people's material. And
wait a minute. Just so you know, did he tell you what joke I stole?
He was on. He was.
Did he say what joke I stole?
Look, I'm not him.
Well, then I'll tell you this.
You're not defending yourself against what this guy said.
Because you don't have to. He didn't tell you what joke I stole.
You're on the air being unfunny. Nobody's laughing at your dumb shit. Why don't you talk about what happened and defend yourself instead of being a stupid, dumb, unfunny spick, you fucking asshole?
Because wow. Because he never said what I stole.
Well, we got some quick clips. We could go through it real fast.
You don't have to. See, the whole thing is, had he come up here and said, hey, this is the joke he stole, I'd say, listen, I did that joke, but for all the people that have any interest in this, I record every single set that I do. So like this weekend, when I'm at the club, I'll actually record every show. So from 1996 up until now, I've recorded pretty much every single set. So if anybody actually wants to see my material since then, go to carlosmencia.com, go to the page where you can purchase the albums, type in a date where I performed, and you can actually get an archived copy of anything you want. But until somebody says, this is a joke he stole, why would I even want to get into it?
Yeah, that was one of Rogan's points of contention, is the thievery.
Well, he accused me of stealing, and he accused, what's his name, of stealing. What's that other comic? Dane Cook.
Oh, Dane, okay.
But with Dane, he gave you an example. He said he stole my joke about animals fucking and he turned it into hippos. That's exactly what he did. Now, when somebody steals your shit, you go, hey, this is the fucking joke he stole.
Yeah.
He said, I claim I'm Mexican. Read my bio. I've never said I'm Mexican. I said my mom's Mexican. I grew up in East L.A. Here's the joke. So for everybody that hasn't heard it at some point in time, here's how the joke goes. I was born in Honduras. My mom's Mexican. My dad's from Central America. I grew up in East L.A. where no matter what I say, no matter what I do, I'm Mexican. White people, wherever you go in America, you're still white. When I go to Miami, I'm Cuban. When I go to New York, what am I? The audience goes Puerto Rican, and I go, fuck you motherfuckers. That's the joke.
Right.
I've been doing it forever. I've never lied. People know my name's Ned. I don't care. That's like it's an attack. Ooh, Ned. Ooh.
I want to hear the audio now.
Ooh, Ned.
I know, right?
It's just a quick clip. He's claiming that you're a fake Mexican. It'll make for interesting radio. Play that. Play it right here.
Carlos
Joe
Mencia claims to be Mexican. His name isn't even really Carlos Mencia. That's a fake name. His real ethnicity is he's half German and half Honduran.
Look at my face.
German?
Yeah, look at my face. Doesn't it say Hofbrau?
This is real. This is all real.
I
didn't know that. Invented the name Carlos Mencia.
I'm going to a Nazi rally just so they can accept me for the German that I am.
So
by the way, stop that. Stop that right there. And see the guy, that's my point. This motherfucking guy calls in saying, defend yourself, calling me a fucking spick. Defend me from what? You just fucking defended me. You called me a spick. I can't be a fucking kraut if I'm a spick. What am I, a Beaner Schnitzel?
Where did the German
It's fucking retarded.
Where does the German
thing come from?
Because you don't look German.
That's my point, because...
that's what I usually do. You look this, you look...
Right, my great-grandfather was born in the Cayman Islands, and I checked his last name, and it comes from Germany. But I don't know anybody that comes from Germany. So that's where that comes from.
Great grandfather, huh?
His name was
Adolf Hitler,
yeah.
Wasn't it? I knew it.
It was actually Eichmann. But
well, the one thing I want to say, man, is I'm in the entertainment business. I mean, people change their names all the time.
I know, that's my
for
point.
For show business. It's like how many people have like grown up, you know, and they've changed their name when they became famous or right before.
That's why it's not anything I need to defend.
All right, Gerhard Hoey. Something you're hiding in your past?
Yeah. You need to defend yourself. My defense is my website. Go read it. It actually tells you that my father's name is Roberto Holness, my mom's Magdalena Mencia. It tells you everything you need to know.
Let's
just go there.
This is too much fun. Let's finish the clip.
Name is Ned Holness. This is real.
Wow.
This is all real. Mitzi
I
Shore
didn't know that.
invented the name Carlos Mencia to ingratiate him with the Latino community of Los Angeles. So this fucking retard.
Name is Ned?
Yeah, his name is Ned. Yeah. He's got a fake name. I mean, this guy's so fucking stupid. His whole reasoning for why people call him a thief is that they're jealous. They're jealous of him. This fake fucking Mexican living this fake life, stealing people's material.
All right, that's the
wow.
That's pretty much the gist of the you're a fake Mexican.
Poor guy.
That was.
And you know what sucks?
We like being in the middle of this. I'm not gonna lie to you. It makes for great radio.
Yeah, I think he's funny. That's what sucks.
I love Rogan.
I've
He's
never
very
said
funny.
anything. I've never said anything bad about him or his comedy. I have no idea where all this shit comes from.
Where does it? You don't know like where it comes from?
Honestly, dude, look, go to my webpage and click on my bio, and the first thing it tells you is everything that he laid out about that shit. Now, why would somebody like attack somebody on some shit that's right there? I cannot tell you. The only thing I've ever been able to come up with is jealousy.
No, you got to put in it's nedgerbles.com.
Yeah. Ned Gerber. Sauerkraut Schnitzel. I want to go to a Hofbrau now, though. See if they'll accept me for the German that I am.
You got
I really
some
do.
in you.
Hey, it's October, man. Oktoberfest is coming around the corner.
They picked up Mind of Mencia for next year, right?
Yeah.
So you should do a German thing, man. That'd be hilarious.
See, but it's
the whole thing is like some people think I'm German. Well, let's see what the German culture is all about.
It's not like it's not there. It's not out there enough. You know what I mean? Like if this was like a huge thing. As a matter of fact, you know what would be great? I changed my name. Mitzi was the one that said. But if you ever want to know why I changed my name, actually get a copy of my first HBO special. My accent from East L.A. was unmistakable at the time, dude. I mean, it was so thick that Ned just did not apply to the fucking... There's an actual joke where I talk about Jeffrey Dahmer, and I say they didn't find any penises in his house, and I said, you don't eat the dick, but I quote, this is exactly how I said it. You don't eat the dick! It's that bad, dude. I swear to God. So Mitzi was like, Ned, what the fuck kind of name is that? And I was like, that's my name. And she's like, you got to change it to something more ethnic. You're way too much of a beaner. And so I said, my real last name is Mencia, and I got an uncle named Carlos. And that's how it started. But to be honest with you, my dream would be that this gets so huge that I could actually change my name back to Ned, so people would know me, like, for my real name.
Yeah.
That'll never happen.
That's actually funny, though, to be the way you are and come out and say, hi, I'm Ned. I mean, I think that's hysterical.
Well, now it is, because I'm,
How about Carlos Mellencamp Mencia? Just to get people used to it.
Can I get the cougar? I want cougar first. I want cougar. And then I'll get rid of it'll be Carlos Ned Cougar Mencia. Why can't it be Cougar? Because that's not Mexican enough. Chihuahua. Like, get a beaner animal in there.
Well, obviously there's something going on that we like. I don't know how it started. You apparently don't know how it started.
I used to be really good friends with you.
Now
we used to go work out together. We used to hang out together. And then he started hanging out with at other comedy clubs. And then George, who fucking hates me. You know what I mean? But with George Lopez, here's a guy who last week actually said, I don't want to see any Hispanic comedians succeed except for me. That's how sick this fucking thing gets. Like, he would say some shit like that. That made me cry, dude. I mean, not because of me personally, but, dude, when you're the only fucking beaner on network television, and there's, fucking thousands of young guys trying to be you, there's Pablo Francisco's, there's Gabriel Iglesias, there's all these young kids that, emulate you, that want to be like you, and you fucking tell them to their face, I don't want you to succeed because you're Hispanic. He's like the El Howard Osterno of the Spanish community. but you guys know what that's like.
Rabino. They are ripping me off.
Tell them, Frederico.
Tell them, Frederico, would you please? Tell them.
So I don't know where it comes from. And I've tried really hard to be, like, really cool and nonchalant about it.
Yeah.
I really have. But last week when we were just talking about comics and this guy goes, oh, yeah, he was in here a couple months ago and he said something bad about you. And I was like, fuck, man.
One other thing he said was that you were walking around watching his act.
Of course, I watch comics when I'm at the Comedy Store. That's what I do.
But then you had turned it around as if he was walking around watching you.
Well, he has to watch my act. He has to watch my act. Or if he doesn't watch my act, how does he know I steal?
I don't know. I'm just throwing out what was said.
That's my point.
He says he's got on video
when
you were saying that he was watching your act, that he actually had left, like, really quickly. He barely saw
I know he has me on videotape.
And he says the reason he says that you're ripping off people's act is because it's something that's known all around the L.A. comedy community.
Whatever. Quote the joke. He didn't. That's it. He was pissed off in here. Dude, he was mad.
Here, grab track 2.
He was actually pissed off. This motherfucker. He actually called me a fat fuck, I think.
Yeah, you know what, though? He's an animal.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's why I don't want to fuck. He's huge, dude. He'll put you in a... He'll fucking kick my ass.
You ever seen with that, like, extreme fighting shit and, like...
That's why
he is so scary.
That's why I'm going to take Joe Rogan's side.
You fucking fag. You fucking fag.
Because I like my life. No, it's
all right. But hey, one phone call.
Rogan's side because I like my life and he might not pass the test.
I don't know your fighting resume. I know his.
But I don't need a fighting resume. I got Puerto Rican backup here.
All right, wait. Well, let me think. Let me think about this now.
See, right here, I could say, mi gente latina. Un güero me está jodiendo. Vengan acá. I'm telling you.
Called in an attack.
I'm just telling you right now, dude.
Here come the low
You guys are gonna get phone calls.
He's got sleeper cells.
Right now they're going, wake up, wake up.
Right now, if you listen closer, you could hear the click of 100 switchblades.
All right, wake up! We have heard, finally, the sound of action!
Here's another clip. Here's another clip of Joe Rogan.
So my cameraman happened to be there the day Carlos claims that I was watching him from the stage, and instead what we have is me on stage and him watching me. Pacing around the room, watching me. The guy imitates everyone, including me, all the time. He steals from everyone, whether it's George Lopez or Paul Mooney or old Richard Pryor albums. The guy's a fucking idiot. And all he does is rehash other people's shit or rewrite other people's shit. You know, you do a joke about going to the fucking zoo, whatever it is. And if it kills, he'll do a joke about going to the zoo and just rewrite your shit. He's a weak-minded fucking simpleton, and he doesn't know that people know he's a weak-minded simpleton.
Hey, it's getting uncomfortable in here.
Oh, my God. That's, by the way, one of my most sought-after bits, my going to the zoo bit. It's famous around the country. No, it really is. Call people up and ask them, hey, what's Carlos's #1 bit? It's not putting the stocking over my head and pulling it back. It's not the Asian thing or the whole. It's when he went to the zoo. Holy shit. That fucking bit about going to the zoo was hellacious. Get the fuck out of here.
The thing that fascinates me about this whole situation
I just wanna know
is
where it
it's
began,
so
but-
personal
Yeah.
that I can't
From
just
him,
see this.
Let's get one thing. I have not
Uh-huh.
talked shit about the guy. I've never said anything personal about him. I never will. I don't feel the need to demean other guys in our
All right,
industry.
fair enough. I haven't heard you ever attack the guy personally.
Right.
But there is such this personal thing that he has that he's made that he's vocalized toward you.
Right.
Like wow, that was very personal.
Yeah. I don't know what, dude. I swear to God, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And by the way, he'll tell you that we were at the Comedy Store at the same time. Obviously, the evidence is there.
Mm-hmm.
He's never come up to me and said, "Hey, man, I got a fucking problem with you. You do this, you do that." I would address it.
I don't think any comics do that. You're all a bunch of motherfuckers.
No. I actually got an email from a guy in Boston that says I'm doing this joke and somebody says it's like a joke you did. And I read the joke and I said, no, it's not. Go ahead and do it. But the guy sent me an email because someone said that's an Adam Ferrara joke.
It was my email.
It was you?
Yeah. It was my Bob Ross painting bit, you son of a bitch.
You bastard.
1988.
1988.
You stole my Bob Ross painted bit. And gave
sitting
it
on
to,
the couch.
And gave it away.
This is a true story, actually.
What?
There's a little something going on between these two.
we
Listen to this.
Oh,
We were
really?
sitting on the couch.
You're sitting around one of those afternoons
Call
drinking.
him a fat fuck.
You fat fuck. You are a simpleton motherfucker.
My real name is Ned.
You fake Italian.
But what?
You pasta eating motherfucker.
We're like,
You really don't like calzones.
Yeah, you're not Latino and he's not Italian. Hello.
Tell this story. Name's Adam Hindenburg, isn't it? We're just hanging around, and Bob Ross, we used to watch Bob Ross paint, and but he was telling some story one day, and I found it fascinating about how he paints these nice, happy trees and scenes now because he saw a lot of bad things when he was in Vietnam.
Right.
So I just got the idea that it was hysterical that this guy was in Vietnam, and he's got his little afro, and he's painting happy scenes and rabbits and stuff, when in the Nam, he was probably in the shit, you know, Charlie in the bushes, and it would be funny to see him have a Vietnam flashback as he's painting these things instead of a happy tree. And there, we put a little Agent Orange on the picture. And what's in the tree? A happy rabbit? No, that's Charlie. Okay, now we got to set fire to the hooch over here in the corner. and it just kind of was one of those things. And we were hanging out, and Adam just started getting rolling in comedy.
Still doing open mic nights.
And wanted to do the bit. It's like, fine, take it. You know, where's my outlet? The tin knockers on the job site I was going to that day. So he takes it, and that was the end of it. Until I turn on SNL one night, and who was on there? What was his name?
No, it was Joey Cola.
Joey Cola.
Yeah.
Was on Saturday Night Live.
He was?
Yeah.
When did Joey do Saturday Night Live?
He was on SNL one night because I was watching it, and he was one of the comedy guests that came out. I think it might have been one of those nights they got to throw someone off, and he was like there, so they put him on.
Right.
And I'm watching, and I see Bobby start doing my bit to a T. Not even one of those, it might be the zoo bit, it might not be the zoo bit. You know, your famous zoo bit.
Yeah, it's incredible. You've heard it.
Right.
That's amazing.
It wasn't even that. It was the same lines and everything. And I'm like, oh, my dear sweet Christ, he's doing my bit. So I called up Adam, and I asked him, and you're already laughing, saying, oh, I traded him for some other bit. You told me that you talked to him and traded him a bit.
No, I didn't.
You were told.
What is it? I'll give you a bit for a scooter?
Got him, need him, got him, need him, got him.
Sunday night to try out the bit. Joey was up before me doing a Bob Ross painter bit. Joey was an established comic. I was an open micer. I'm like, well, fuck, I can't do the same premise. No one's going to believe that, you know, no one knows Anthony Cumia from the couch.
That's
right. So I said, look, I got this other bit. He goes, do it. He goes, well, I've been doing this for a while. I said, all right, because my bit was about him being in Vietnam. And he goes,
see, because no one knew he was in Vietnam.
Well, yeah, but he was doing the painter bit, so that's how Joey did it, but I never gave him
Everyone
the
did a
words.
Bob Ross painter bit.
But mine was the idea of bringing him to Vietnam.
That's what I said. That's the
best part. That's what you gave him. Everyone was going happy trees, happy trees. No one was going, look, Charlie.
You're watching a 25-year relationship break up in front of your eyes. They've been friends for 25 years.
Fucking ignorant motherfucker.
Ignorant
motherfucker. Fuck simpleton.
You
ripped me off.
German Nazi cocksucker.
You're not even really Italian.
You anti-Semitic frickin'.
You did that fucking Olive Garden commercial. You're not a real Italian.
Yeah?
Hospitaliano. What does that even fucking mean?
You were in a band called As Is that covered a Cat Stevens song.
What? All right. Now you've gone too far.
Now
this is personal.
Now you're going to throw down.
What? What's that Stevens song?
Oh, which one did we cover?
Wild World. Wild World.
Oh, God,
Yeah.
that's hilarious.
Oh, it was awful.
I wish I had an answer for you guys. I really do. I really do wish I had an answer for you guys.
And his other big point, and this is one that now I got to come out and say I agree. I agree with Joe Rogan on this one.
Yes.
The Punisher.
That wasn't me, though.
You absolutely
hold on.
gave yourself the name The
No,
Punisher.
I did not.
Hold on,
I did not.
Stop it.
Hold on, let's play the clip.
All right.
It's
Did
really
not.
short.
Okay.
You fucking asshole. You asshole.
Wait, we'll get into it. Here's Joe Rogan.
First of all, nobody calls that guy the Punisher. They call him the phony Mexican, or they call him Carlos Mencia. That's all anybody calls him. If you go to the Comedy Store, that's what you hear. Oh, dude, the phony Mexican's here. Or Carlos Mencia's here. And what happens,
Mexican.
everybody gets nervous because Carlos sits in the back of the room with a fucking tape recorder and watches people's sets.
Wow, with a tape recorder. At least give me credit for learning your shit, dude. At least, come on, guy. I'm not going to go in there with a tape recorder. I'm better than that. I mean, I didn't cross the border by telling them I'm crossing on this day at this time.
Wouldn't that be great if you brought in a court stenographer to sit in front of the stage and just take down everybody's act?
That would be fucking hilarious.
Shit.
No.
Now, The Punisher. Who gave you the name The Punisher?
It was the comedians, and it's a fun name to have. And
now
put on
that's
t-shirts
something.
and stuff.
Now Joe is saying that comics are such self-centered dickwads. They don't want anyone to sound cooler than they are, or that they portray them.
Except when you have a TV show and you can give them work.
Those are the people that are calling you the Punisher?
No. I'm saying once you have a TV show, young comics don't talk shit about you anymore. Like, I'll give you an example. There were 4 comedians that told me the story about what happened. 4 comedians, and I called each of them up, and they were like, Please don't involve us in this shit, dude. Please don't get us involved in this shit. Do not mention my fucking name. Just fucking please do not, because they're scared because somebody can give them a job. So you couldn't get a young comic that might think any comic could give them a job to talk shit.
Yeah.
They're gonna shoot themselves in the foot.
Now, I haven't heard Carlos Mencia, and I haven't heard
that was pretty funny,
the
though.
phony Mexican is great. Like, you're sitting there with a drawn-on big mustache and, like, one of those big sombrero from Sears. Like, just everything looks fake.
An inflatable donkey.
And I walk on stage going, bring the women to me. I will rape and pillage the village.
That's my favorite, is the phony Mexican.
Got a poncho on.
But the Punisher is too cool a name.
Yeah, but
for
that's
anyone to have.
But that's why I put it on hats and stuff.
When
they introduced me, the Punisher of comedy, I swear to God, it's the funniest shit ever. And the hats, the Punisher hats, big sellers. Big money makers.
Do you understand there was a movie out and a comic book named The Punisher?
No, but it's not The Punisher, it's Punisher. It's not actually protected.
Jesus Christ, are you kidding me?
I swear to God,
The Punisher isn't Punisher.
But Punisher, different.
Son of a bitch.
And I spell it like a beaner, so there's a couple of letters missing.
I just cannot get past the fact that it's too cool a nickname. People give other people nicknames. Stinky, fatso,
I got hard
asshole,
on when I heard
douchebag. But Punisher is like, God damn.
I got hard on when I heard it.
Yeah?
Yeah, a friend of mine comes up and goes, dude, all those comics just said you're the Punisher. And I went, I'm stealing that one. And I pulled out my tape recorder and went, Punisher. Oh, there it is.
Note to self, refer to self as Punisher.
That's exactly
Call
what I did.
Hat Company, start production of merchandise.
Find out what is trademark.
It was great, dude. It was great.
Damn.
I don't know. I wish you know what I'm saying. I wish I could point it out and I could address it. I wish there was like a way to say.
Yeah, it's definitely something personal there.
This is that. Maybe it's the Comedy Store. Maybe
you ever watch Fear Factor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
It's a fucked up show.
But I hate. You see, here's what I hate. I hate the fact that, you know, I can't really engage in this. You know what I'm saying? Like to a certain point, because it's like there's no reason for it. But part of me, you know what I mean? Part of me does want to. Part of me is like,
well, of course.
Part of me is like, and then the other part's like, there's, you know what? My mom always taught me, if you ever put somebody down and make yourself better, it's because you're not as good as you think you are, you want to be. And I just kind of go
Raised
back to
in
that.
Switzerland, your mom probably had a lot of wise sayings.
Actually, it wasn't Switzerland. It was France.
France?
Yeah, we were on our way out of Germany at the time.
All right,
and
my
the boots were marching behind us, and she said, you know, don't
Carlos,
be a Hitler
come on,
fan.
we're going to France. They're going to surrender. We'll find a nice home.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll
make some wine.
Now the listeners are saying you did say something bad about Rogan.
Who?
He bashed Rogan on the obscure radio show. You have the audio. He bashed Rogan.
I didn't bash Rogan. I said, he says that I steal. He walks around saying I'm not Mexican. And then when the only thing that could sound bad is when they said, why do you think these comedians do it? And I said, because they're jealous, because I'm funny, because they got nothing on me. That is the only thing to be construed. But that's me just hypothesizing upon why this is going on, because I have no idea. But I never... Find the audio where I say Joe Rogan sucks, or that Joe Rogan's not funny, or that Joe Rogan's a piece of shit. Find that, because I never said it.
Right. Well, we will cut up what you just said and make it sound like you're saying that.
And when Joe Rogan comes back to New York, you're in trouble.
Oh, and I know you would, you fucker. And then you'll mix it in with the painting. Then all of a sudden I'll be at the zoo painting little pictures of Charlie.
The zoo pitch.
I was at the zoo, and that's Charlie in my painting.
We might have the audio. I don't know. Let's listen to this from the Frank Show in Arizona.
It's true. You're right, actually, Frank. It was Joe Rogan to Dennis Leary, and Dennis Leary actually came out and called him out on it.
Yeah.
And Joe just cowered.
Yeah, why is Joe all of a sudden determined that he's the arbiter of comedy and he's going to put everybody in check? What's up with Joe?
Because I don't know, man. It's insecurities. It's like, look, when I go on stage, okay, this weekend, for example, I'm going on stage with 11 other comics. Okay. We're doing 12,000 seats in L.A., 20,000 seats in San Jose, California.
Right.
All right. So we're doing this huge venue. I'm telling you right now that from a competitive standpoint, I want to be the funniest guy on that stage. Just like I want to kick everybody's ass.
It's just like everybody in radio that does morning radio. They want to be the funniest show, the most popular show. Sure.
Shut up. It's not about you.
But at the end of the night, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're right.
Because it's all about putting the effort forth.
I think the force is with you, Carlos. Don't listen to that Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I don't know.
You see what I'm saying?
I don't really see the.
I never.
I haven't heard any bad. I have not heard any bad mouthing. No.
But I don't. That's my point, and that's why it's kind of laughable. Like, I don't know.
John from Jersey, hey, didn't Sam Kinison do the Bob Ross Vietnam bit on HBO about 18 years ago? I don't know.
Did you steal it from him?
I came up with it.
Wait a minute.
18 years ago.
Wait a minute.
He stole it and then accused you of stealing.
You
stole it.
Let me tell you something.
Douchebag.
Unless Sam was at Bob Ross's taping of that fucking show, because I was sitting there when he was doing the Vietnam episode.
Okay.
When he first brought up that he was in Vietnam. That bit was fresh off the griddle.
You flipped it over and turned it into a
That's
pancake.
Right.
It was
raw
my
batter.
Pancake. It was raw batter before you got it.
All right, let's say hi to Dave in Philly. Dave, what's up?
Hey guys, what's up?
We're talking to the Punisher.
No, Punisher. The Punisher.
The
Straight.
Punisher.
Yeah.
Punisher.
Sued?
I'm sorry.
Punisher Ned.
Punisher in
Ned.
studio. Yes, go ahead, Dave.
Hey, want to know what's strange about Joe Rogan is the fact that he says that these giant apes exist, and I went online, did a little research on it, and he's the type of guy that believes everything he reads online.
The Bondo chimp?
Yeah, the Bondo chimp. And do you want to know what? I look at this incident here between him and, and I'm on Carlos' side. I really don't feel that, he's doing this shit. And, in this Bondo chimp issue, who? Don't you think that there would have been a discovery?
He's going off on the Bondo chimp thing. Yeah. Well, Rogan was in here, and he was talking about the Bondo chimp, some kind of giant chimpanzee.
Yeah.
Kind of linked
the giant ape that does
but,
body work.
To Joe Rogan's defense, he had just finished a pot lollipop when he did it. So, you know, it might have been a little iffy on the facts there.
They wanted to defend you, and I don't know.
But that's this whole thing about it. You know what? This is perfect because Rogan got his say, Carlos gets his say, and it's up to, whatever.
But for all you guys out there, seriously, that are taking this shit seriously, you need to get a fucking life. I'm being very serious. You need to understand that Carlos Mencia and Joe Rogan are fucking comedians. We tell fucking jokes. We're not curing cancer. We're not uniting the world. We're not getting Jews and Palestinians to come together. We're not getting Puerto Ricans to stop raping chicks in Central Park. We're not doing any of that stuff. We're just telling fucking jokes. Don't take any of this shit so seriously. None of it. I'm serious. Well, Joe Rogan, he said that there's a giant chimp and that's bullshit. It's a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke.
The capital of South Dakota is Pierre.
I am very offended that you're not playing German shit. You better go in the fucking archives right now and find some German shit to play.
You get a march, damn it.
We'll find a march for you.
I saw Carlos Mencia sitting in the back of the Comedy Store, singing with his buddies with big pewter beer steins, rocking them back and forth in his hand. I saw it.
Let's go to Steve in Kentucky. The phones are just ridiculous, so we just gotta go with this a little bit longer.
That's fine.
We'll try to move on to something else. Go ahead, Steve.
It's all good.
Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, Ned.
Yes.
You said you and this Joe Rogan used to work out together?
Yeah, a long time ago when he first came into town, like in the early 90s, when he did this TV show called Hardball on Fox. That's like his first TV show. We were actually friends. We'd go work out. I'd hang out at his house. He's a really good pool player. I'm a shitty pool player, but I try. So we used to go hang out before. We were actually, decent friends.
Yeah, well, my question is, it sounds to me like he's got some issues. Did you ever date his wife or his sister or mother?
No, I never banged any of his friends.
Well, now that would give him a viable issue.
But if I had...
Sounds to me like he's got some problems there or something. I mean, you're comedians, you tell jokes. I drive a truck, and I hear a joke that might apply, say like to bikers or something, and you change it to fit truck driver. This truck driver said this or whatever.
Right.
All right.
And,
yeah, but sometimes they don't work. You can't say, how do you babysit a Polish person? You wet their lips and stick them to the wall. That doesn't work.
That's the truth.
All right, let's go to Texas. Mike, what's up?
Should have went with the Velcro on the ceiling and have him jump on the bed.
Just wanted to tell El Presidente Mencia that he misheard them, that he was saying, they were saying the Pinocher, not the Punisher.
Oh, that would be funny. See, that's a good line.
Now, what is that?
Here's what it is.
Spanish for pussy.
Panocha is pussy in Spanish.
Oh, so they were calling you a pussy.
So, Pinocher is a version of Panocha.
All right, maybe you just.
By the way, I don't steal, but you're not a comedian, so fuck you. I'm taking that line.
You know what? I'd buy a pussy hat.
The funny thing is, on the 5 freeway, in between, that's what it says, Panocha. In between L.A. and San Jose, there's actually a road called Panocha Road. And then Little Panocha Road.
Little Pussy Road.
And everybody that speaks Spanish just laughs their fucking ass off. And white people have no idea because it's like Pussy and Little Pussy Road.
Yeah.
It's the funniest shit ever.
I was wondering if it was a 6-lane highway. Let's see.
Wow.
A couple more here. Mike in Delaware. Mike?
What's up?
Hey.
I have a question.
Yeah.
He was on the other radio show and talked with an attitude about Rogan. He said that he didn't sit in the back of the room. He doesn't listen to him. Rogan was coming in and out listening to his bit.
I never said I don't listen to other comics. I never said that. When I go to the Comedy Store, listen, when I go to the Comedy Store, like every other comic, I don't know if you know this, but a Comedy Store is where like comics hang out and do 15 minutes each. We all hang out and watch. That's what we do. We're comedians. You know what I mean? And so I never said that I don't watch. I said I don't have time when I'm doing 50 weeks a year to go hang out and try to steal people's shit if I wanted to.
I've been to the Comedy Store dozens of times, and these guys are all there at the same time waiting to go up. Of course you're sitting there watching.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to do. The room's dark. You can't even play cards or anything.
And you're sitting there watching and waiting for the light to go on so you can go on next. Because let's be honest. Comics are pieces of shit, and we want to go on. And more than anything, you see comics back there just waiting for that light to go on.
Yeah.
And when that light goes on,
that's it.
That's it. We're like, I'm next.
Every comic's intro should be, our next act has a void in his life he fills with the adulation of strangers. Please welcome Daddy Never Hugged Me, searching for some type of meaning in his hard existence.
Please
the
laugh or
self-centered
he'll
prick
kill
himself. He could be German, could be Mexican. We think he's Honduras. We know him as Ned, but it's Carlos Mencia.
I was at the zoo the other day.
All right, Jesus. Flea from Cringe Humor. Go ahead, Flea.
Hi, Carlos. What's up?
I want to preface this by saying Flea is on the line here going, put me on the air with this guy.
That's right. I did say that. Carlos, you are unfunny. You're a hack. Nobody likes you. From any website. I'm from Cringe Humor, and that's not even the point. Waxag, OpieAnthony.net. Nobody likes you. You are unfunny.
Flea.
What?
You can't deny that the guy is funny and he's successful. Well, how can you say no one likes him?
No denying that he's successful, but a lot of people who are unfunny.
Comedy Central just picked up his second season of Mind of Mencia. He's going to sell out Caroline's all this weekend. So where does this no one likes him?
No, I'm not saying that.
You could say you don't like him. You could say the gang at CringeHumor.net doesn't like him. But to say no one likes him, it's kind of silly. I mean, he doesn't even have to defend that.
It's a small niche on the West Coast that likes him. It is that.
By the way, I just sold out in. I'm selling out in New York, and I'm already sold out next week in Richmond, Virginia, and last week I sold out in Charlotte, North Carolina.
That is a niche of the Southwest, right?
You what I think.
That area.
But that's fine. I never said.
Flea, I'm trying to.
Every fucking 5 minutes and nobody cares.
Flea, I'm trying to help you out. Your argument is ridiculous when you say no one cares. That's not true. The guy's very successful. He's been for many years, and this Comedy Central show is blowing up. You can't say that no one likes him. That's stupid.
No, it's true. There are people that like him, but it's that small niche. It is that group.
You're going to call Chris Rock next and tell him to stop saying nigga?
Listen.
Yeah, but at least when Chris Rock does it, it's funny.
Carlos does it. But don't listen to me. Don't watch my show. I'm not forcing me down anybody's throat. This is what you guys don't fucking understand.
Is that the new promo Comedy Central's running from you?
You know what? Yeah.
Don't listen to me.
The promos were, I think, we gave them a voice. We're getting lawyers. We know people are going to... Half my show is reading hate mail. If you don't like my shit, don't. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Don't fucking call me a spick and then pretend that race isn't an issue. Don't fucking come in here and go, it doesn't matter, fucking spick. Obviously it fucking matters. You're racist, and I don't give a shit that you are. Go watch whoever you want to watch.
Are you calling me racist?
No, somebody earlier called.
But have you watched Mind of Mencia?
I've seen it once, and I didn't like it, so I don't watch it.
And that's awesome.
Well, that's what you should say.
Good for you.
Other people are, and they're
yeah, but
enjoying
to me, it's tiresome material. It's hack voices. It's not.
Be nice and just say it's not your cup of tea.
It really isn't my cup of tea, but you know what? It's also not a lot of other people's. And you know what? It's just...
All right, Flea.
What Flea? What is your favorite comedy show?
Oh, that's a good question.
My favorite. I actually don't watch TV.
But he watched
fucking
you
asshole once.
See, this is the kind of shit I'm talking. That's why I don't like responding to this stuff.
Ryan,
it's stupid.
Yes.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Hey, I had a question. You said that Joe's just starting shit with you, but when you went on that radio station, all the stuff you said was fake. You made all that shit up.
The only thing you could say I made up is a story that a couple of comics told me about, telling him. That's the only thing. Everything else...
Joe never paced back and forth in the back of the room like you said.
Dude, if Joe never watched me perform, how could he know that I steal shit?
Joe, after that show that night, Joe went right outside. He went back in for like 1 minute. You made it sound like he was pacing back and forth. That's why Joe got probably so upset. that you're just making up a bunch of shit.
That
and I
he
do
watches-
know a
he
comedian
watches me
that you
perform?
stole from.
Okay.
And I'm not going to tell you who
Okay.
he is.
All right, Ryan.
You see what I'm fucking saying? And I'm not going to tell you who it is. I'm surprised it didn't end with a...
This is too much fun. It really is just a mess.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. And listen, like I said, for all you guys that want to check, call KBPI. It's a station in Denver. It's called the Locker Room Morning Show. And ask them if Joe hasn't been saying negative shit about me stealing for years. It's just finally I got pissed off. I finally got pissed off and was like, I'm tired of this guy fucking bad-mouthing me every time somebody says, hey, what do you think of Carlos Mencia? Oh, he fucking steals. Ask me what I think of Joe Rogan.
What do you think of Joe Rogan?
I think he's a funny guy. Personally, he doesn't get along with me. He's got a problem with me. I got no problems with him.
But that's boring.
That's it.
We want to hear you say something.
He just doesn't want to get in a grapple hold
really.
on the stage of the Comedy Store.
You know what? Because if there was, if I really disliked his comedy or personal or something, I would. I really would.
Yeah.
But I don't. I don't hate on other comics.
Well, obviously you like his material. It's given you a good living for many years now.
I'm telling you, dude. His material. Listen, if you add the word beaner to his stuff, holy shit.
Well,
Mexicans eat it up.
I'm going to look forward to the zoo bit when I come down to see you.
I don't know what the guy's problem is. I really don't. Yeah. Look at the difference in demeanor. I'm laughing. Dude, he was in here pissed.
And that was after the pot lollipop. So.
Yeah, there was a little pot involved.
Pot lollipop.
Someone is yelling at me on the instant feedback. The Jew from Whackbag. Hey, Opie, isn't motherfucking Howard Stern popular? We never questioned his popularity, you ass. We questioned if he's actually doing an entertaining show anymore.
See what I mean?
We never questioned Howard Stern's popularity.
Yeah, but I think that's what the guy's getting at, is that you can be popular and not funny. Like you were telling that guy, look, Carlos has a show.
Okay.
He got picked up, blah, 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 but, he could still be popular. And what you were saying is, look, he's done that, and that guy's pointing out Howard.
But no, it's different because Flea's like saying that no one finds Carlos, funny.
Right, that would be like us saying no one finds Howard entertaining.
And that would sound completely ridiculous.
Fake. Right.
We question how he treats his own people, fellow employees.
It's like saying everyone thinks there's a Bondo monkey.
And we've also
fucking bombing with the Bondo monkey here.
We've also stated
I think that there's one.
That he's not trying anymore. He's still putting on an entertaining show because the numbers show it, but we don't think he's trying anymore. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a shit.
Bondo
That's
monkey
a little
hangs
different
out
than
with
what
the
Flea was trying to
chupacabra.
say.
Oh.
And what about this civilization?
I think he's a fake Jew, Howard. They call him phony Jew.
For Jew.
For Jew. All right, we should take a break.
Yes.
Do you want to still hang, Carlos?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
And I
love you guys. I've always loved you guys.
I forgive you, Adam.
And
for trading.
No, these two have been eyeing each other since that.
I got a blast from the
sandwich.
Past.
Yeah?
Your
devil
ex-producer was actually in San Jose at that big theater thing that we did.
Yeah.
So we were talking about you the whole time. It was awesome.
Good old Rick. He's doing all right, I hear.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
After he got fired from here, he's at that station over
No,
there.
well, he's got fired a couple times.
He's got to be a good boy, man. Because they sent him to the capital of homosexuals and Asians, two of his favorite targets.
Yeah.
I mean, believe me. We have more songs of him bragging on gay people and Asians.
Well, he's already in trouble with the Asian community.
Oh, yeah. He didn't do anything, and he was in trouble just for moving there.
And they're on like the websites going, Godzilla's coming.
Yeah. That's how they picture Rick, blowing fire out of his mouth and stepping on their buildings.
He come fast. He come from the East Coast.
All right, Gary Hoey, you should get us out of here for a while.
Wait a minute. Make
GaryHoey.com.
before he starts playing, Carlos's tape recorder is going to interfere with his amp.
Yeah,
turn off your tape recorder.
I apologize. Hold on, let me get stenographer. Get out of the room. Get out of the goddamn room.
We actually had people email us saying that you stole something from us. I'm going to start this by saying, obviously, that did not happen. Remember when you were in here? And
yeah. You guys turned me on to the idea of the guy that shit in the... and what we did was we gave him an award.
Right, that's all it was.
We gave him a Titiri award for you know,
the guy that they found in the
in the porta potty.
In the porta potty, looking at girls as
Right.
they were taking dumps.
Right.
You were here. We had a lot of fun with that, and then it ended up on your show.
Yeah.
But of course, something like that should end up on a comedy show.
Yeah, but
and it was completely different.
We just gave him an award.
No, I understand. I'm not saying you did it.
Yeah.
It's just this is how people think.
And they
at
did
times.
the story, I think, on Weekend Update on SNL and The Daily Show. So it was an AP
Those
story.
motherfuckers stole it from me.
Fucking stole it.
Sons of bitches.
There are times that there's just obvious shit. Like Katie Holmes and Tom Cruise are having a baby, right?
Right.
So I was watching Leno and Letterman last night. They both had the exact same joke. So who ripped off who, or was it that the obvious thing?
Yeah, but
They talk about
Leno's
it,
not really Mexican.
True.
He's not?
Nope.
You know,
He's
that was
German.
That was the only timely joke Letterman had, and then he's talking about crime in New York City and rats. It's like, Jesus, dude.
Wasn't Carson doing those jokes before he went out to L.A.?
It's like
those are old New York bits.
Get out of your compound and walk around a while and see what's going on in New York.
Yeah, well, you won't hear the
so
comics.
out of touch.
You won't hear either of these comics bashing
Oh, it's
Letterman.
okay. I'll whatever.
Bash Letterman? What did I say earlier? You won't get young guys to talk shit about me. You won't get me to talk shit about Letterman.
Nope.
He still refers to hookers hanging out in Times Square. It's like, have you been down there in the last decade?
Yeah, it's clean.
There's not a hint of a hooker down there anymore.
Yeah, it's a shame. I couldn't find one last night anywhere.
But it's
crazy.
Where are they?
It's
Where are the
surprising.
hookers at?
It's surprising to me that he obviously has writers writers around him. You would think they would be brave enough to go, Dave, the hookers or something. They're not there anymore.
Right. He had a great
the joke
Mayor
still
Abe
works,
Beam
but
joke.
He should hire my writers. Dude, my writers, holy shit, when they write something that's funny, they do not fucking let it go. I mean, I had to say a couple of times, like right before we taped, guys, we need to write a different fucking joke for that. But it's funny. Well, when you have the show of Lookner, you know, the mind of Lookner, you can put it on your fucking show. But it's a mind of Mencia. We need a different joke. These guys, oh my God, they cling to that shit.
Well, if you ever
really
need an
funny
example
guys,
of pounding something into the ground, it's this program right here.
Speaking of which,
pros.
Mike from California. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, you guys are fucking great. You are blowing up out here in California. I put XM in all my work trucks, and I won't hire a fucking guy unless we'll listen to your fucking show.
Thank you, you fucking fuck.
Hey, isn't that comedy? You got to say the fucking F word.
Yeah,
that's right.
Used to be a fucking Stern fan. Started listening to you guys. The guy's just not funny anymore. Mencia, and I've never listened to you, man. I got to be honest, but you haven't been very funny on the show today. And guys, I got to call you out. You haven't played all the radio clips of him talking shit about Rogan, about how Rogan was standing backstage. You know, he said that shit. You guys should play that just to be fair. You know, I think Joe's a funny guy, and, you know, if I had to go to war, obviously, who do you want on your side, right? So,
real war
guys,
with fighting involved?
seriously, if there's a real war, you want me, because I got much more backup. Much more backup.
I think Joe could take him single-handedly.
Nazis are spics, man.
Huh?
Nazis are spics.
Yeah, the beaners. I'm telling you.
Nazis and Spics, that's a good combination.
Yeah, that's who you want, dude.
That's who Carlos is going to bring to the fight.
German bean
Mike,
dip.
here's the deal.
That's right. Beaner schnitzels.
Mike, we could go on.
Good, I'll give you that.
We could go on for hours. What are we supposed to do? Replay Joe Rogan's entire appearance? Hold on. That's what I was going to say. We did tell Joe that Carlos was coming in because when that was all going down, lucky us, we're like, whoa, Carlos is coming in within a week or 10 days of that appearance. I forget. Probably a little over a week. So I said, Joe, you got the hotline. Get up early and call if it's a big deal. I think we did a good enough job, like confronting Ned, Punisher, and you know, we played some highlights, and we asked Anthony asked some tough questions, but questions I wasn't going to ask him.
Everything was answered.
Yeah.
By the way,
how far do you want us to go with this? If Joe Rogan cares that much, he'd call our show and go at it with them. I don't know what to tell you.
Thank you,
I'll be
sir.
looking for you at the Yankee game. We got you last night out here in Cali.
Yeah, well, it's all tied up back to the stadium. We'll see how it goes.
All right, guys, I'll be listening. Thanks a lot.
All right, Mike.
Bye.
Yeah, that little friggin' Chinese guy on the mound last night.
Right.
Oops.
It's weird because, you know, Now it looks like we're picking sides because now we got Carlson here. We did the best we can. And then when Joe shows up next time, we'll kiss his ass and make you look stupid. So
I am not going to...
I'm just fucking with you.
You don't understand. This is radio.
Yeah.
I got some emails going, dude, fucking Opie hung out with you before. He didn't defend you. And I was like, dude, that's radio. They're putting on it. They're doing a show, you fuck. That's what they're supposed to do.
I like when Rogan comes in and goes off like he did, and then have you come in and answer it.
That's great.
That's all. That's
People are listening,
all we
right?
were looking for.
Exactly.
That's it.
Bravo. In the end,
Exactly.
do I care? No.
Neither do I.
No.
Neither do I. Because here's the thing. It's like I haven't done any material. You know what I mean? We haven't done like the normal type of interview where you guys ask me some shit and then I go off on Hurricane Katrina victims and all that kind of stuff. You know?
Some hurricane material?
Please.
Who doesn't, right?
Please. But that's my point. So I haven't done any of that, so people that have never heard me are like, fuck, man, there's nothing funny about what's going on in there.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Gary
so they're
Hoey.
judging me by that, but I don't give a shit.
Hold on, Gary Hoey, what's your latest
I'm
album?
kidding.
The new album's called Monster Surf.
All right.
In store now.
All right, play us a little something going into break, because when we get back...
Chink in the painting.
Hurricane Katrina material from...
That's what
I want to play. I want to play something for Ned.
Yeah, beautiful.
Uh-oh.
Here we go, baby.
More with Carlos Mencia in just a bit. He's playing Caroline's all this weekend here in New York City.
Reicht du schnell! We will take our Mercedes! We will go down the Champs-Élysées! We will go to the zoo! This is my famous zoo joke! Look at the monkeys! Look at them! The big monkey! He's the big monkey! Bondo chimps! Giant monkeys! We will create giant apes! Bondo monkeys! Isn't that what they call Mexicans that work at an auto shop? Bondo monkeys! Bondo monkeys! Stand those fenders, you Bondo monkeys! Fix that dead Bondo monkey!
We're turning your mics off.
Ken, he's got an album.
I'll give you a copy.
No, you don't have to. I'll buy it. I'll put some money in the fund for you. That's badass, dude.
Always an Eskimo.
And Rick wants in. Rick, go ahead.
Hey, Carlos, you might look at his eyes a little closer. He might be wearing them brown contacts.
Are you wearing brown contacts, sir?
You motherfucker. You son of a bitch. How did you find that out? How did you find that out?
Covering up that blonde hair with the hair dye, too.
Yeah. God damn.
That was great. I love the show.
All right, thank you.
Oh, man.
Doug in Nebraska.
Hey, Carlos, I love your stuff, man. Rogan sucks. Rogan is good for one thing. He makes me turn the radio off whenever he comes on. Maybe he's just pissed because you actually have a comedy show, and he has to watch people eating fucking intestines.
And what's your nationality, Doug?
I'm a big fat white guy.
Well, here's something.
I'm a big fat white guy.
Here's something.
Yeah, they took that Rogan stuff down from YouTube.
Well, Carlos Mencia claimed copyright.
Yeah.
I don't know how he could claim copyright, though.
In California,
You got to explain to everybody. No one knows what you're talking about.
Really?
Okay.
No.
Really?
I mean, some of the faithful do. Well, Rogan and you're right. Rogan and Mencia don't like each other because Rogan's always accusing Carlos. Carlos is like, look, I mean, there's rumors that he's taking stuff, and Rogan is very vocal about shit like that. He's smashed Dane. Rogan's a ballsy guy.
Yeah.
And he went after Carlos on stage, not physically but verbally, at the Comedy Store. And there's a Comedy Store. Carlos is sitting there on a stool, and Rogan is pretty ballsy because he has no mic, and him and Carlos are yelling at each other. And then someone hands Joe a mic, so he's accusing him of stealing. And now they're fucking Rogan. It was so funny because on Rogan's website they had this, and there's obnoxious Mexican music, and like
in between clips it goes na 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 na.
Yeah, and then they show a clip of a comedian doing a bit, and then they show Carlos doing it years later. And I guess this was on YouTube.
Yeah.
And because Carlos didn't look good in it, and really they said Mencia had it taken down because of copyright.
How could he take it down for copyright?
I don't think Rogan did, because Rogan was just Rogan. I'll say one thing about Rogan: whether people like him or not, he's an honest guy. Rogan's an honest dude. Man.
How the fuck can Rogan shot it, right?
Yeah, but I mean, maybe
one of Rogan's guys shot it.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because they were showing footage from Mencia's performances that you're not allowed to show. Probably an HBO clip, stuff like that you can't show.
Cut that out.
Well, you know, he also in the state of California, you can't video someone without them knowing it.
What?
And
even if you're a part of it?
Even if you're a part of it.
What about public?
That's why they couldn't record Michael Jackson and the Learjet. They had all those recordings, and they couldn't use them in the trial. In California, it's against the law.
Who recorded them?
The Learjet people. But this guy, Joe, has a guy who follows him around and tapes everything he does.
Right now. Redban.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Not much. Actually, he not only just pulled that video, he had YouTube cancel my whole account, and I lost all my videos.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's playing hardball, and he got Rogan banned from the Comedy Store.
Yeah, he did. I heard that.
How do you do that?
For what reason?
He told the owner or whatever, the manager, that he felt threatened, even though that he was the one that. What happened is Joe got off stage, and Carlos like bumped his chest when he walked by and grabbed the microphone from the next comic and called out Rogan and told him to come on stage. And started calling him like little bitch and all this.
Is that how it went down?
And then Rogan just fucking. Why?
What happened is Joe got off stage, and when he was getting off, Mencia just bumped him, like kind of a chest bumped him, and then got on stage and grabbed the mic from the next comedian and just started going off on Rogan. And then Rogan got on stage, and that's how the whole thing started.
Here's how badly Rogan is affecting Mencia. That Mencia knows that if he had to fight Rogan would murder him. He'd murder all of us. And he knows that he has been so bothered by Rogan. Like, Rogan is affecting him on such his masculinity on such a level. He's brutalizing him that he had to bump. It's almost like I have to do something, and I know I'm going to get killed for it.
Yeah.
You know what's amazing, too? You know what's amazing with Rogan? Like you said, he could kill any one of us.
Those fucking big, dumb Boston hands.
And Mencia was calling him a little bitch. He goes, yeah, you little bitch, you little bitch. Not once did Rogan bring anything physical into it. No. Not even verbally. He didn't even say, like, look, I'll kick your ass, or you know I could beat you down. He kept it exactly where he wanted it kept.
Yeah.
You're doing this. This is how I feel about you. You're doing this to other comedians. You're ripping this off. Whatever the argument is, he never brought it down to like. No. And he was being taunted by being called a little bitch.
Yeah.
That's something you turn around and go, little bitch, I'll show you, little bitch.
Yeah.
Why don't we step outside? Rogan,
or just smack him right there.
Rogan kept the fucking thing exactly where he wanted it.
He kept it right on topic.
Yep.
He kept it on topic, and I got to admire him about that. But
little bitch here's what little bitch is. Little bitch is all, like, if you're arguing with somebody, and that's all you have. Like, what? Because Rogan's not a thief.
Yeah.
Rogan's not a hack. No. What are you gonna say, Rogan? You're dirty. I mean, there's really, what are you gonna attack him on?
You're successful.
Oh, you just
fuck a lot of hot women.
You just mad because I'm styling on you. That's what he should have said. You just mad because I'm styling on you. And bam, right in the face. I love that clip.
The greatest thing is that after they got in this huge argument or whatever, and Carlos just got beaten, and the crowd was just booing and everything, Joe decided to get off stage, and then Carlos tried to do a set after that, and he couldn't even get through like half a joke, and finally it was like 30 comics in the back of the room going, nah, 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 hey, goodbye.
Wow.
And then Mitzi Shore called up and told him to get off stage. It was that bad.
That's really humiliating for a comedian. I mean...
for comedians, this is... I mean, you know, we're the only art form that does this shit to each other. You know, this is brutal. Everybody... Man, you know, if two magicians want to fight, you know, they don't do it on stage in front of, you know? It's like, we're the only entertainment group that does this to each other.
Except for rappers.
They just shoot each other.
They just shoot each other.
Well, radio guys.
Radio's kind of, that you're ripping me off thing. It happens. But comics are just notorious.
So Redban, where are we at with this whole thing?
Well, right now...
By the way, you made a point about YouTube. They stink.
They're so
you fuck up one time, like obviously a lot of us are putting up videos all the time, and one fuck up and they delete your whole account. That's bullshit.
Yeah, they gave me a warning when Rogan sent me all those puke contest videos, and I was putting it up on Joe's website.
Yeah, we got fucked really bad. We lost a couple hundred at one time just because one of our videos, were against their terms of service or whatever. And that's just a horrible way to do business. That's why we're like focusing more on Break.com and other video sites. But go ahead, Redban.
Exactly. Well, one good thing is that even though Joe got banned, the Improv on Melrose gave him 3 nights starting them Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So they're going to take care of Joe supposedly. But right now, Joe put out on his MySpace and his website explaining the whole thing and giving the phone number to the Comedy Store if you want to call them and say thank you or whatever.
Well, Rogan can't do the Laugh Factory, I guess, because of the whole Jamie Dane thing. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, he's sure is burning some bridges.
But he's not. He's not burning. He's fucking just speaking his mind, man.
Yeah.
He's just attacking other comedians for what he sees as thievery and what is and Carlos has a bad reputation for that.
Redban, the video's up on Break.com right now as we speak. So
front page or Redban.com has a whole bunch of links if that goes down.
You know, the joke in question though that they had to bring up is one of the most beaten jokes out there about the Mexican wall border.
Oh, yeah.
And Ari's claiming it, and it's like,
Yeah, but Ralphie, the thing is, though, is that Ari used to open up for Carlos when that first happened back in, 2004.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
See, I didn't know that.
It's a joke. Yeah, so I understand it's hacky, but,
Well, yeah, I've heard it on, Craig Ferguson. I heard him do it one night.
That guy's terrific.
Wow.
I heard Jay Leno do it. It's kind of an easy joke in the news, but it's like...
Yeah.
But if Ari did it first and they were working together, then that
video that he even said, Ari never opened up for me, but later in the video he goes, no, that was after that. He just got caught in a lie saying that he never opened for him.
All the comics on that tape that just were like, does he steal? And he's pointing right at him. Rogan's pointing right at him. And then the comics go, yeah, he does.
Man, I don't even go in there. When I'm at the Comedy Store, I'll stay outside and smoke weed with Joe Diaz until it's my time to go up, and then I just go up, and then I come right back
caught
out.
up in the soap opera
I don't at all, dude. I don't get caught up. I'm not. You're never gonna catch me on tape being in the back of the room watching somebody. No, Jack, because even the cross pollination is so. I mean, there's such a finite. If you're doing this type of comedy that I do, or like Norton does, where it's topical driven and then it's wrong and controversial, man, you can't be near anybody. I don't go down. I haven't been here for 3 days. I haven't gone to a comedy club yet. It's just bad news, man.
I just go to have a few laughs.
Yeah,
a few chuckles. I gotta watch the comedians. I gotta watch a sketch group somewhere.
Yeah,
it's a comedy made of a gun. Get out of here.
Improv group.
Check, please.
All right, Redban, anything else?
No, that's it. Thanks.
All right, there he goes, Redban.
You're brilliant.
Oh, stop with the freshness, Ralphie.
I don't care who knows it. You're my favorite comic.
When we did the virus tour, remember when Carlos was on the show? We had Carlos on, and there was all this anticipation of Carlos being on the show because of Carlos being, the fucking notorious thief and Rogan and all that shit that happened.
Right.
And so Carlos was coming on the tour, and I remember I was looking on the whack bag on your
the message
group,
board,
and they were all saying, there was all these planned protests, let's not, they were actually, somebody was trying to see if they could organize just the entire stadium just walking out silently.
Let me organize an entire stadium.
And so what was going to happen? So,
God bless him for trying. God bless him for trying, though.
Yeah, exactly. And then somebody has a picture, and I think it was Lindsay, your at the time fiance. I don't know if you guys you're married now, right?
Yeah.
So she had this picture of all the comedians at the curtain, like little boys at Christmas trying to peek. Every comedian trying to look through the curtain while Carlos is on stage.
Oh wow, that's it's a great shot.
Yeah, and Carlos, nobody knew what was going to happen, and he went on. The first show was Detroit. I remember all this very clearly. And Detroit went on to a rain of a light shower of booze. And he just fucking murdered, killed, not only stamped out the booze, but did then another 40 minutes
and killed,
just destroyed. Same thing in New Jersey. But he fucking destroyed. But so Carlos and I flew together to L.A. after the show, and we just happened to sit right next to each other. And I don't know Carlos that well, but I know him. And so I asked him very directly about all that shit, about all the stealing and stuff. And he and I talked for a whole flight about it. And I now have a very complicated view. I'm not sure what the fuck happened, and it's very. It's not that he like weaseled his way. It's just that his view of it is complicated. It's he has a narrative. He has a story about what happened with all that stealing stuff, and with Rogan, and with Cosby, and with everybody.
I like just
and it's
not
just
knowing.
really interesting.
I like not knowing
And
the
it's
individual
it's
story.
filthy, and it's complicated, and it's not so easy to point. If you just listen to a person,
I look at the big picture.
yeah, you
and
can't
make my
point at a
opinion
person and
based
go,
on
"You're
that.
just a fucking dirty thief." Fucking Joe Rogan's awesome. You're a piece of shit. Fuck Dane Cook. You're all blah blah blah. It's just too easy. If you meet a person, talk for 5 minutes, you go, "Oh, geez, I can't really say this."
I gotta
anymore. I'm not
accent
sure about
that
this
story too, because he was feeling that energy that the crowd was giving him, and everyone going, "Oh my God, Carlos is on this tour," and we just went, like you said, went for the Rogan thing and all that. When he finished that set, it was a relief of energy.
Yes.
He threw that. I think he does do the microphone throwing it down thing.
Yeah, he does the thing where he jacks off the mic and spits over the top, so
Right,
it looks like it's coming, and then he throws it on the floor, and it was beautiful.
But there was a little
It's
more
like a symphony.
There was a little more to it.
Oh, yeah.
night. He really said, "Well, there you go, motherfuckers."
Yeah, exactly. And as a comedian, I was so impressed. We all were.
Yeah.
That he overcame that, and just by being fucking good. And on the flight home, I said that. What was that like? That was ballsy. And he goes, I was terrified. And to find out
adrenaline.
that he was really scared, it wasn't because he was like, fuck everybody. He was like, this is the only way through this, because I might get booed and it's going to suck. He was scared.
There's two people in the back going, "Come on, our silent protest, let's all leave." Guys, we promised we were going to. Asshole.
Unbelievable documentary about comedy. I Am Comic.
I Am Comic. Haven't heard of that one.
It's on Showtime.
I just saw that. Why weren't you in that? I just saw this over the weekend.
Nobody we know was in it.
Is that what I saw with? Help me out.
Everybody was in it. Carlos Mencia. That's what
Carlos admitting he steals.
I'm admitting. Point out. Fuck you.
He finally said, "Fuck it."
Oh, he did?
Fuck it.
He basically was like, you know how rappers take a little something to make it their own? That's right, bitches.
I'm taking
That's what
it.
I do.
Finally.
So he goes, "If you see me coming, you better hide." I'm like, he's finally admitting it.
He said, if you see me, if I come in
Something
while you're
like
on
that.
stage, if I like what you're doing,
You
I'm
better
taking
run.
it. I'm adding Mexican. I'm throwing Mexican in front of it, and it's
Dude,
mine.
Didn't even hold back because they asked him. All right,
Wow.
that's what I saw.
I guess he's so sick of it, he figured, let me just diffuse this by admitting, yeah, so what?
Now what?
Now people still will go and see him in droves, and
Yeah, and I can't
just
sell
fuck
up my
everyone.
hometown.
I was bummed.
Fuck!
I was.
Fuck me!
Yeah, you had Conan O'Brien next door, though. I followed you on Twitter.
oh, Bobby. That's terrible. He's fucking admitting he's ripping shit off.
He's fucking
And
stealing.
he sells out everywhere he goes.
I swear to God, you have to be a cunt to become famous.
I Am Comic was good, but the fucking one guy that put the whole thing together made it about himself all of a sudden. I didn't like that at all. I'm getting too deep into this thing, but
Right.
basically this guy was, you know, he had a great documentary on being a road comic, and he's talking to veterans, he's talking to guys that finally had to quit because they couldn't take it anymore, the new guys coming up, a lot of fucking people we've had on the show, they had Brian Regan, blah, blah, blah. Then all of a sudden the guy, because he's an old comic, decides he needs to get back into it. And all of a sudden his own documentary started becoming about him. I didn't like that angle.
Oh, wow, what's he doing there?
I didn't like that angle.
You know, no, he wasn't. No, the guy who did the documentary was at the beginning with the beard.
I missed the first 10 minutes.
Okay, you fucking missed it. The
That's
guy
an
who
important
did
10 minutes, I guess.
Yeah, I know. I just blew my fucking point.
He
out
went
of
to
the
this
water.
guy because he was the guy who was famous on TV and then said, "Fuck it, I'm done."
Okay.
And it became about him because the story, his backstory, and was kind of interesting.
First time in 15 years he decided to hit the stage.
Dude, he was famous back in the day.
Yeah, I recognize
right? And he said, "You know what? Fuck it. I'm done." He was on the road so much. He was like, I had my family in a storage unit. I was paying to fucking keep my family in storage. I'd come home one day a week and then hit the road again just to pay the bills. He said, "Fuck it. I'm done because I'm never going to make it." And then he got back into it through he was only there to introduce this guy making the documentary to the famous people he all knew.
Well, that angle I didn't like because there was way too much material to cover. They spent too much time on him trying to get back into it. I didn't. It was
as a comic, I kind of liked it just because that's your fear is being that guy.
Oh,
your fear is being on a fucking boat.
What was his name?
Rich Carlton's helping me out. Schneid, SHYDNE.
The guy who.
How do you say that?
I don't know.
Rich.
See what it looks like.
It was good. It was a really good documentary talking about the condos and shit
Oh.
you guys have to stay at. Because the club owners ain't. They're sick of dealing with hotels, so they're like, fuck it, I'm just going to buy a cheap condo in the area.
Oh, yeah,
and then they
yeah.
put the comics up. We've talked about this many times in the show. Now you guys have to, like, be in a condo that some other creepy comic was in just last week. They barely cleaned the fucking place.
Cleveland, I got fucking condo AIDS.
What's condo AIDS?
Condo AIDS is when you're on stage shivering, sweating, because they don't change the sheets on the pillows, and the fucking douche that was there before you had the fucking virus. And I was sick all weekend in Cleveland.
And you're convinced it was because of the condo.
Dude, I showed up fine, and then I woke up with a fucking triantula on my face. Triantula?
Triantula?
Triantula. How do you say that?
Triantula?
I can't say triantula.
I don't even want to tell you
Hang
how
on
to
one
say
second.
it.
Or philanthropist. There's certain words I have a hard time with. And Marilyn. I can't say Marrow. Did I say it? I got it.
Oh, thank you. Scheidner. Thank you, Carlton. Scheidner.
I thought it was fucking sad, man. That guy, you understand,
It's worth checking out. It's on Showtime.
Was touring the country, making a living doing comedy, and now he can't get back on. He gets on stage, and it's like, what the fuck? It's crazy. I mean, how depressing this business is, how fucked up it is, what a risk you're taking. And then there's people like, I steal, and I'm a millionaire. Fuck you. And this guy's trying to come up with original shit, and he can't. Fucking what?
I was bummed to see Carlos say that.
Why?
Because
everyone knew it. It's like finally.
Before Sandy gets in here, I saw a fucking documentary, I Am Comic. On,
yes, I saw it.
I thought it was one of the best.
Really?
Comedy things because it had a sidebar of Rich Scheidner. Remember Rich Scheidner?
I was frustrated by that whole angle that he put himself into the documentary.
No, they put him in it because
I know.
he knew everybody.
Somebody explained it,
and then he started wanting to do it again. But the thing that got me is I mean this is day late in a dollar show, but I really feel bad for Joe Rogan and
Carlos Mencia.
And he put a foot. Joe Rogan really. And I know he probably, anybody that says is like on his side or whatever, he probably go fuck you because he went through a lot of shit dealing with Carlos. But Carlos finally just
admitted
says,
to everything.
I fucking steal.
Why can't we have that clip? We've talked about this 2 or 3 times on the show already. He basically admits everything.
No, not basically. He says,
I'm being polite.
His attitude was this, like, yeah, I fucking steal. If I'm in the back of the fucking room, you better watch your fucking material because I'll take it, remix it, and make it a hit.
Just like a rap guy.
I'll add Mexican
to it. Well, that means somebody is owed royalties. And you made a lot of money off of these people that you steal from.
But he's justifying by saying if rap artists could take someone's like old song and make it. I understand, but that's basically what he was saying. If a rap guy could do that, I could do the same thing and make it my own.
And the argument against Carlos would be that a joke is contingent upon catching you off guard. Music is not. Like a joke has an effect the first time you know what I mean? It's a different thing.
And could you please stop saying joke? This is the thing that kills me.
Don't yell at me.
I'm reading. Not you.
Is that a good quality?
Back in the day, people stole jokes. It was like 2 Jews walked in the bar.
Yeah,
It was meant to be told everybody. Carlos is taking fucking your life's analogies, man.
Yeah, because these are stories based on your life, and you're a little twist on them, and then just like you said, adding Mexican to it.
He was also in it saying.
Hold on, why don't we just play the clip?
Wait. I just want to say
you need something before we play the clip?
That he. This is not just the clip he's in the whole thing saying, here's what the fuck you supposed to be as a comic. If you ain't this as a comic, you ain't shit. If you ain't that as a... And then he says, I steal, which nullifies... He doesn't have a position on comedy. That means that... what's those cover bands? Don't need to say they're cover bands.
Yeah, they could just say they're the band.
Well, fuck you.
I'm Journey.
I'm fucking Journey, nigga.
I'm REO Speedwagon. I'm fucking.
Well, how about you just you have a different name, and you play all their songs and just say,
and just say what I can't believe he did this.
My song.
Like he admitted it to it. It was a bad move, man.
Well, the quality's not that great, but this is what we got on the fly, at least. Let's play this. Carlos Mencia admits to stealing on this documentary. It's on Showtime, I believe. It's really, really well done. Hit it.
Really get laughs wrung out of it. A lot of people out there are going to ask, why did they interview Carlos about this? Carlos is a joke thief. Carlos steals jokes, and we know this. And listen to me, and look at me when I say this with all honesty. If you think that I steal jokes, fuck yeah, you're right. Of course I fucking steal jokes. Are you out of your fucking mind? When I come to a comedy club, you better run, bitch. You better get the fuck off stage. Because if anything you say is even remotely funny, I'm going to make it mine. And all I'm going to do is say Mexican in the front. I'm like a rapper. I just sample shit and make it my own. Was that really my song? I don't know. But it sounds like mine. But it kind of sounds like somebody else's. It's a hit, bitch.
Always that. Is he being ironic?
The only thing I want to know is, did they edit him a certain way? I'm not saying he's right, but was he saying, oh, yeah, is that what you want to hear? Did I steal? Like,
sarcasm? No.
I'm not saying it was, but you never know how they edit that shit. That sounded really bizarre.
It does sound bizarre.
To admit it like that.
What is he saying
top?
about that? Because this documentary is everywhere. People are watching this fucking thing. He doesn't look good. That pisses a lot of people off, especially in your business. Yeah. Just about everybody in your business.
Because it makes up-and-coming comics, they see Carlos, he's winning. He has money, shows, fame.
Multi-millionaire, man.
And if you're in it for that, then you come in and go, why would I ever work hard on my own material? Why would I suffer?
He just justified it for all the young guys coming up. So now you got a young guy coming up. He could just try to do Patrice's stuff.
I'm just going to
Jim Norton stuff.
I'm just going to steal, which people do. People steal.
But it was always one of those things like you don't want to be caught stealing, and But
everybody does it. Like no.
But now he's saying, "Hey, it's okay. Look what it did for me."
And that's what I'm saying. It destroys.
That's really bad, man.
Everything. And you know, the Carlos is a likable guy, man. I like Carlos. I see him. He's not a guy. He's one of those guys you can't hate. So it's like, but he really he has no stance on anything else in comedy. He can't say, here's my philosophy, when you're a thief. Like, you're justifying stealing. There's nothing on any level, but the bad part is Rogan was on this, and you know, they ended up pushing him out away like he was a nutbag for going this hard. I wouldn't go that hard because there is no justice. Because he's going to still win. My thing is, who I'm mad at, not at the business, I'm mad at any person after he goes, yeah, I fucking steal, you better watch out, and this and that go see him.
Yeah, that's going to go see him.
Are there fans that do that?
Hold on. Happy Butt, Jesus, from Ann Arbor. Carlos Ned had a meltdown on Twitter after this came out. Google it. So maybe there's more info to this whole thing?
Google it. Yeah, why? They take him out of context?
Maybe.
All right, but we should be seeing the Carlos Mencia media storm.
Yeah, he should be out there going, look, they fucked me on this, right.
That's Carlos' style. But you see how he set it up as if it was a joke. It was. I can't believe it was out of context. But if it was, because it's possible. But he's like.
Then someone fucked him. I want to know if there's more info on this whole thing. Because then someone fucked him bad.
I didn't see any editing in that, though.
No, I did not. I didn't see editing either.
But I'm seeing what Norton's saying is like maybe he could have been like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm a fucking thief. But that
was... Right at the beginning of the conversation, they could have
like sarcasm, like
something was said, right.
Like, what do you want me to say? What do people want Carlos to say? Hey, and then all of a sudden, I'm not saying that he doesn't steal, but that's a dirty cut if that's what it is.
If he did that, he blew it because no one is buying. You're right. That's how he meant it at all. So maybe that's why he had the meltdown on Twitter. Maybe it did backfire on him. I don't know. I remember, when I saw that too, I was like, that is really fucking weird. The documentary in general was great, though, huh?
I enjoyed it. I thought it...
It's a sad life you guys have.
It's a mess.
It's a sad life. That's what I got out of it.
The one that got to me...
Sad.
Dana Gould, the one that where he goes, man, I was doing 3 shows. I was in the first 10 minutes of the first of 3 hours that I had to do, meaning the first show at the first 10 minutes, and I had to do 2 more shows after that. that evening, and I said, "What the fuck am I doing?
What am I doing?"
And I felt that minute where I'm like, "Hey," and I went, "Holy!" And the crowd's not really loving me automatically. It's not just okay. It's like I gotta work, and I just go, "Oh my god!"
Wait, what was it? He was having a bad show?
No, he's just. There was a segment of quitting. Of guys, another guy was like, I get on stage, some guy you never heard of, but he goes, I'm Tim Allen's friend. I'm talking to Tim Allen. I'm talking to this guy. Then I get on stage, and a guy got his foot on the stage, and he's half holding his girl's titty and looking at me like, "What the fuck are you doing?" It was a good goddamn documentary.
It was well done.
It was one of the best ones.
The guys explaining why they got out of it
that was a sad moment. Like, you go, fuck balls. I felt like that.
And then the people explaining the comedy condo, where you guys, I'm sure did you ever stay in the condos?
Very early.
Yeah,
I got lucky being in New York.
Well, you got to explain that, though. The comedy owners, instead of putting you guys up in hotels, they're like, you know what, I'm just going to buy a local condo and just put the comics up in this condo. And it's
I did it in Arizona.
Hole.
The last condo I stayed in Arizona in 1999, it was just like, it's like
they don't take care of it.
It's just a mess, and it's it's disrespect. Instead of putting you in a nice hotel where you can fucking order room service, you're stuck in the middle of a highway, and this shit, and somebody picks you up. Unless you rent a car, but it's people will go, shut the fuck up, comics. But you fucking do it. You know what I mean? It's like that part on quitting, and then Rich Seidner made a decision to come back. And just to see what he was going through as an open micer that no one knew because he's been done for 12 years. And I'm going to tell you, show business keeps you looking much better than you should. Tim Allen, who started at the same time Shiner did, comes and he's looking relevant, snazzy shirt, looking young, looking delicious.
A little dye in his hair.
Shiner's looking like
got the glasses.
Oh, he's
little
looking
designer
old.
action.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
And it's like stay in show business.
Don't
quit
in the business.
There's something about it that keeps you
looking young.
Yeah, it keeps you looking
young.
Somehow and shit. I'm telling you, man.
His stuff on stage was rough too. But I mean, he was just starting his comeback.
And he was a monster.
He was.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember him, seeing his face.
HBO specials back when those were big time. Yeah, man, he was a bad dude.
And why did he quit? I forgot what they said.
Because he's like, look, it's like I'm paying to keep my family in storage. Like I'm paying for storage, really. My family don't see me.
Store your family.
It's just
that makes sense too.
You get home on a Monday and you leave on a Tuesday, like back when people did Tuesday through.
Oof.
They did 3 shows on Saturday. Yeah,
so you're just paying. You're making money, so you can pay to keep them eating and a roof over their head that you'll never share dinner with or live in the house. It does seem a little odd.
And he said something else. You either two kind of comics. One that goes to the people or one that the people goes to them.
Yeah.
And that hurts.
Wow.
Wait. How come that hurts?
Because going to the people means you got to go where the gig is.
Right.
When people come to you, you go to the gig and the people come see you.
Do they mean that or do they mean attitude-wise? Oh, they don't mean like the way you perform?
It means like, I got to do a cruise ship. That means I got to go
to the people. Okay.
You're going to the people.
Oh, you mean success level?
Yeah.
Hey, we might have more info on this. Jay in Staten Island. Jay.
Hey, happy birthday, Jimmy. Hey, listen, Marc Maron did over 2 hours of podcasts on this whole thing, episodes 75 and 76.
Can I slow you down for a sec? Did they specifically talk about this documentary that Patrice is mentioning?
Specifically. And
okay.
He spoke to Carlos Mencia for over an hour. Then he talked to the guys that worked with Carlos. Then he went back to Carlos. I started off hating Carlos, then I loved him, then I hate him again. Now he's just a douche.
Well, what did he say about this documentary? Was he being serious, sarcastic? Did he get edited badly? What happened?
No, I mean, he basically admitted to Mark that, he stole, that, it was just, one of those situations that guys that worked for him, he figured that, because they worked for him, it was his material. He's just a really kind of a douchey thing to do.
Yeah.
And you do feel bad for the guy, but to listen to Mark's take was very interesting because, I mean, obviously Mark knows a thing or two about a thing or two. But, hey, Patrice.
Yeah.
I loved you on Arrested Development.
Oh, thanks,
Best character ever, man, for real.
I like you on that,
sorry
too.
about that.
Thank you, bro.
Listen,
show.
I know it's 2 hours of listening to Mark talk to these guys, but they have really good stories and really good insight, and you do come away knowing the whole story.
And I agree with Patrice, though, because Carlos is a likable guy. Like, that's... Like, we flew together. I forget where I was. We were on the same plane together, and we were just kind of walking a baggage claim together. And it's like he was talking about stealing on something. He said something about a Cosby bit. He's like, and I did it, and then someone said the Cosby. He just stared talking about it.
Yeah, but
he's
he
like,
said he never
all right,
saw
you
the
talk.
Cosby bit.
All right, now you talk. You would know.
All right, Jay.
That's all right. I just talked to him. I'm just teasing him. I know Ernest Eager.
All right, Jay. Thank you. Let Jim Norton finish. Hey, what happened?
No, I don't know when this was filmed, but he said something about a Cosby bit, and he goes, and I did it. And maybe he didn't say so. Maybe he said somebody told him about it. He might have said that. I don't want to misquote the guy. And he said, and I was like, holy shit, I can't believe I did it. He was like saying like
he didn't know at the time.
That's what he was saying to me.
It's an all-time Cosby bit. I let it go because people have thoughts that are similar, but it's an all-timer. It's from his.
Which Cosby bit?
It's the one where he essentially. Oh, sorry, sweetie. It's the one where he essentially...
Oh, you look uncomfortable. I'm trying to help you out.
I didn't want to have pickle juice all over. I'm just starving, man. It was essentially, the bit was how fathers get no respect, and he teaches his son from the time he's born to the time he's like fucking able to walk, how to play football and how to lift weights and how to do boom, boom, boom. And he's just doing this whole thing. And Cosby's building up to this crescendo of he scores a touchdown in front of 800,000 people at a fucking stadium.
Yeah.
And then he just
I love
goes,
you, Mom.
I love you, Mom.
Right.
Or hi, Mom, or whatever.
Yeah.
Carlos took it, remixed it, and made a hit.
That is such a staple. That's a Cosby bit.
It's a Cosby bit.
Like everyone knows that.
So
one.
You would have to know that bit.
But it's like look, I could have looked by. I'm gonna tell you something. I was in awe of Carlos when we did the Baltimore virus tour.
Mm-hmm.
And
Baltimore.
They were booing him.
Jersey. It was Jersey.
No, that was Baltimore. That was Virginia. I know it was because I did a radio with the sports guys.
Oh, okay.
And look at this guy. And Carlos is a nice guy. I don't dislike him as a person. I wish he didn't do that so I could just, but they come out and they were booing him. It was a lot of people booing him.
Yeah.
And enough where I said, oh, he's going to get off stage.
He's going to be ugly, right?
He turned that shit around. I've never even seen no shit like that.
Yeah.
Where they hated him off the bat. And they
Yep.
tried to hate him, and he beat their hatred with. So but after he goes, I steal with this pride, and you better watch out because I'm gonna take it. He becomes. He's a vaudeville guy. He's not.
I'm gonna want to know.
He's
this.
not a soldier like people like Rogan is. Rogan has never been accused of stealing.
No. Nope.
Ever.
No.
And not because he'll punch you in the mouth. Rogan is a deep dude. I talked to Rogan. He got magical tattoo. Rogan is a.
Yeah, we know. We all know.
Fucking floating. He probably floats and shit and leaves his body and all kind of shit.
He actually does float. He's got one of those tanks.
Yeah, he does.
Rogan is the real deal when he's talking about his shit.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Although, let me amend one thing you're saying.
I'm just saying, dude.
Rogan is a drug addict. Continue.
But he makes it sound so cool.
But do you know that's it's just and no one usually the one thing about comics, even though we hate each other, comics will rarely lie and say you a hack or you're a thief.
Right.
And you're not. They might go, nah, it just ain't as but it's been going on so long, and Rogan took a L a little bit for it. No one else stood up, but that's the way the business is. It's like I would never martyr myself to stop Carlos. I just look at now Carlos they kept interviewing him during the thing, and it's like, you know what, you don't have any more theories. After you rob a bank, I don't want to hear your theories on hard work and success. Here's how you make it. Unless you rob a bank, go to prison, come out, work from the bottom up. Mm-hmm. If he just did that again, but it would take 10 to 20 years.
Let me ask you this now. This is the sad part of the whole thing. Doesn't Carlos Mencia have a shitload of original material?
I don't know.
We don't know.
He's an Iranian. These are all things that I don't give a fuck about until you just say I steal.
Well, what's your thought on that?
I don't know.
Do you think most of his stuff is stolen from other comics that came before him and he made it his own?
Put it this way.
Or do you think he has a lot of original material and unfortunately with the stealing shit, now everyone thinks he just steals all jokes?
Let's watch. Okay, here's original material.
Like what I'm trying to say is he just never needed to steal.
Here's original material. I'm Carlos Mencia. I talk like a Mexican, but I'm Iraqi or whatever he is. That's original. That because you know something about him. Like he said, he said his act. Mexicans. I mean, play his act. There's nothing about it. Like I'll talk about having diabetes. That's not. You don't find out that I'm fucking completely healthy.
Yeah.
You don't find it out. You don't go, this fucking cocksucker stole my disease.
There's too many people that have said this. There's too many comics that have said that he steals for you to just go, well, it's just a bunch of comics saying it. Like, if it was one comic, you might think someone had an axe to grind or something, but Jesus Christ, it's been forever.
And now he admits it, man. It's just...
Now admitting it like that.
And if there's no backlash, and I'm not trying to but if there's no backlash from people, that means it's like I'm performing in front of like maybe some people that I go, why don't I just steal? Why the fuck don't I just steal material that's proof, just like rappers, and I don't condone that shit. But just like them, I go, look, I'm going to pay some young guy who's been in the business 6 months, has a great premise. I've seen it all the time. Great premise, doesn't have the skills to make that shit funny. I've been there. There's times when I started where I go, man, I got this great bit, in my mind, but it's just not going to execute because I'm not good enough to skillfully do it. And so why don't I just give this guy $100 who needs it? That's his first comedy dollar. Let me take that bit because I see the magic in it. And don't give him a dime. At least Carlos could say, I pay these guys their royalty fee. Yeah. Something. That's what rappers do. They go, look, they don't just go, man, I was sitting in the back of the room and watched James Brown and said, this old fool motherfucker, I'm going to make me a song. They got to pay that nigga money, man, and his estate.
But that's, they don't have a choice in that.
Thank you.
They don't have a choice in that. It's set up that way.
And if you could
like
prove...
fucking Jay-Z doing Forever Young drives me insane because I remember the original song, but he has to pay.
And he has to pay.
I think it was Alphaville, so whoever owns the rights to that band Alphaville is getting paid because Jay-Z decided to make it his own.
This might be precedent because he admit this. I've never heard anyone go, I steal comedy. This is possible. Motherfuckers
for the
could get
business.
a couple of dollars to fix that. But we got to make it clear that's why no one's ever gotten fucking sued before. Because we have similar... See, a song is copywritten. I can't copyright my fucking jokes and say no one else could have this thought because that's why I'm like, when I start off, I watch, if there's a feature in front of me, I watch the whole show. The first night I have to watch the whole show to see what this guy does. After he does it, then I show him what I do. I go, and he might say some shit that I go, fuck. I never go, hey, I'm going to outrank your comedy because I do a bit like that. I'm going to outrank your comedy because I feel like I've written enough. So I go, okay, you do that. Okay, this guy does that. Now let me show him what I do. And we all know we're not going to step on each other's toes. Sometimes there's middles that want to show me that they got a bit like that too. I just want to show you. It's like, didn't you see what the fuck I do? I don't give a fuck that you have a bit like that and you want to show me that you're genius, you fucking dickhead. I'm telling you, I watched you to go, that I'm not going to step on, because I could have showed you.
Right.
And do it better, you fucking middle.
You guys got to work together to make the show real good.
But that's what I'm saying. There's respect that you want to have in this game. And Carlos just said, fuck the game.
And just to
and he's winning.
Well, to simplify, it's really bad for you guys because now young guys are going to think it's okay.
Well,
and a lot of young guys were really scared to go down that road.
He's been humiliated by this. This is a weird... That's what you saw him doing there. It's almost like...
what are you doing,
if you get caught cheating and you just go, yes, I cheated! It's such an admission of defeat. It's empowering something that is just... There's nothing worse for a comedian, because Carlos doesn't need the money. Carlos is a fucking millionaire. And when you're on that level, you want a certain amount of respect. And with the singer, you're right, Patrice, they copyright songs, but when you play a James Brown clip, everybody knows that's James Brown. Nobody thinks that's your song. Everybody knows you're playing a James Brown clip. It's not like that
only
for us.
does everyone know it's James Brown's getting a little taste.
Right.
Or the people that own the James Brown thing now.
Which makes me say sampling James Brown, sampling Elvis is all that shit, whatever you want to sample. To sample, that's why I think people who are into hating Led Zeppelin for what they did are like, you're stealing from nobodies and you're becoming famous. Like Carlos, it goes in the back of the room. He doesn't look at Tim Allen and go, you know what, I'm going to steal Tim Allen's grunt.
Mm-hmm. Some new kid
He's
coming
still
up.
some young kid who needs that fucking joke.
That could have been that could have been the joke
joke.
That could have been the joke that got him on, Leno or Kimmel or
After
something.
you've been doing it for 20 years, if you can make up, I have some buddies, man, that I found out was tasting some jokes, man.
Tasting
And I had to
some
fucking
jokes.
talk to him because I go, look, man, you have to learn how to have people not laugh. That's the key to creating jokes. You got to fucking toughen up and bomb, you douche. Carlos is a killing machine. He doesn't know how to bomb. So he's never going to go, I'm going to sit in the lab and make experiments and go, oh, that was awful. He's not going to do it. He's super arrogant.
Wow, that's
He kills. He doesn't, it's not like he's going to work things out, man.
And try something that might fall on its ass, right?
And that's what you have to do to be a writer, man. You see Colin has a new hour every second. Louis C.K. has a new hour every year.
Yep.
Because he bombs where he goes. Louis takes a L. But he's good enough to go, hey, I'm doing an hour, I'm going to fucking bomb for a half. And I'm not going to bomb for a half. I'm going to kill for 10, bomb for 10, kill for 10, bomb for 10.
But then he knows he's got that 10, and he builds from there.
You never heard Louis C.K. steals jokes. You never heard that.
Fucking
ever.
Nope.
All right, listen, Sambos are in front of everybody. We'll take a quick break.
Oh, God.
Sandy Kane is dressed and ready to come in here with the other naked
God,
cowgirl.
I got to eat fast then.
So
coffin?
That's what you was calling. I thought you was insulting me for my story.
What, the Sambo thing?
I don't know. Is that white people sandwiches?
Yes,
yeah.
sandwiches.
That's
I'm sorry.
Somebody learned about white people also. I'm sorry. I just learned it.
I just say Sambos. I've always said Sambos.
Black people don't like to say AIDS. I don't know if you don't know that about black people. We just won't say the word AIDS. It's man, he might have the monster.
High five, the ninja.
The ninja fucking package. I didn't know suicide was so tight with white people that you don't call it suicide, you call it checking out. Did not know that. Didn't know suicide was such a thing where it's like white people don't. I'm not saying
white people
suicide.
say suicide.
Yeah.
They say checking out.
Yeah.
Checking out.
Didn't know that.
Any show that puts me on it says suicide because that's what they're committing. Failure I am.
Cashing
But I
in
don't
the
know why you
chips.
call me a Sambo. Just
No, I ain't gonna go. I'm sorry. I've been saying Sambos forever.
Oh, it's a sandwich.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've
my
been saying
bad.
that forever. I don't know.
Let me drink a glass of cracker.
Can I have? I want some fucking Crystal Light during the break. You're giving up some of that Crystal Light because my water's tasting bad.
I call it blue-eyed devil juice.
I don't know who wrote the best horse joke. It was a writer. It was in a magazine. Obviously, I'm quoting this.
Yeah.
Who read it to you?
I'm misquoting. I'm misquoting this.
Let me misquote.
Listen to this.
And I misquote.
A horse walks into the bar, and the bartender says, "Why such a long face?" And the horse says, "I just found out I have AIDS."
That's a good joke.
That's pretty funny.
That's a damn good joke.
That is good. I don't know who wrote it. Some writer.
I think Carlos Mencia. Oh, no. Of course, we all know he wrote nothing. How is that going with the comics? You heard about that, Colin, right?
What happened now?
That Carlos Mencia pretty much admitted that he steals
in that movie?
material. Yeah.
I saw the movie.
What do you think? Yeah.
It was a spoof that he was saying that in the movie.
You think he was being sarcastic?
He was being sarcastic.
Because he's been accused so many times that he figured he'd just go, I steal everything.
I said that, and as soon as I saw that, probably edited that kind of shitty.
All right. Just wanted to get...
Did you see the movie?
What movie?
I Am Comic.
Oh, I said it was on
movie.
Showtime. I haven't seen it, but...
How would you not see that? You are comic.
We were in it. We got fucking edited out.
Did
Who's
you?
us?
Me and the skirt. Bonnie were. You weren't in it?
No, you got edited out. She happened to be a fucking victim of it because they couldn't cut around you.
That's it. Her
No, we didn't do it
autobiography.
together. We're not fucking Stiller and Mira
CGI in Jabba the Hutt or something like they did.
Her autobiography is going to be called... Her autobiography is going to be called "I Was Collateral Damage."
Oh, really? You got the clip?
She looks,
yes.
she watches, I guarantee she watches like Patton Oswalt and go, he wanted to fuck me. I could have married this little worm in 2 minutes. This other nerd came out. All these like big, like elite little stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to hear the Carlos Mencia clip and get Colin's opinion on this one. If you think
Can I
this
see
is
it?
being taken,
Show it to him.
fuck seeing it. You just got to hear him.
Exactly. I have a hard time telling when Guatemalans are being sarcastic.
Let's listen to a little Carlos Mencia.
A lot of people out there are going to ask, why did they interview Carlos about this? You know, Carlos is a joke thief. Carlos steals jokes, and we know this. And listen to me, and look at me when I tell you this with all honesty. If you think that I steal jokes, fuck yeah, you're right. Of course I fucking steal jokes. Are you out of your fucking mind? When I come to a comedy club, you better run, bitch. You better get the fuck off stage. Because if anything you say is even remotely funny, I'm going to make it mine. And all I'm going to do is say Mexican in the front. I'm like a rapper. I just sample shit and make it my own. Was that really my song? I don't know. But it sounds like mine. But it kind of sounds like somebody else's. It's a hit, bitch.
Wow.
Now, you could say that's sarcasm, but you could also say it's a little too detailed for just sarcasm. Like, he's thought about that.
The walk into the club.
Yeah.
Was that Carlos or Jay Moore? Who was that?
Oh, damn. Whoa.
Tell us how you really feel, Rich.
Oh, Chip.
Chippy.
Yeah, well, I saw the thing.
Yeah.
But how else? He's trying to turn it around and make it look like, you know, it's bullshit. I don't steal.
But it's so much.
It doesn't come off like that.
No, it comes off like it's very, like he's thought about this.
Right.
It's detailed. Like, yeah, I steal material. Fuck you.
It's like a guy going, it's like a serial killer going, yeah, you know, I mean, people say I walk into a house, the family's asleep.
Yeah,
I walk up the
exactly.
carpeted steps.
I pull out the knife. I slowly run it across their throats. Yeah, it's a little too detailed to be just sarcasm.
That's right.
Then Truman Capote interviews me.
It's like Manhunter.
Very good.
Why do you have to try to sound smart?
That was smart. All right, it was quite smart.
Truman
Manhunter.
Capote. I'll have the Truman Compote.
Don't you can't mess it up. When I come up with something clever, just accept
That wasn't
it.
clever.
What happened to you?
Clever.
You guys bail on the contest?
I know. I'm hoping time ticks by and we go, oh, we're out of time.
Boss, it wasn't clever. It was just so arbitrary that we didn't know what to do.
Didn't know what to do with it. Just hung there.
Can you please open your eyes and see yourself failing?
I told you.
I'm gonna fight him.
I told you I got one more comeback in me.
You got one more, right?
What's going on with you and Rogan? Because I follow you on Twitter and
nothing. I asked
you're
the guy
chasing Rogan and he hasn't accepted yet.
The first time I asked him to come on, he didn't want to because I'd done that in the 2 episodes with Mencia, and he didn't want to, like, because I didn't realize, like, because I wanted to get him to come on the show, and I didn't care if he talked about Mencia, but I didn't realize that video, really, of him calling out Mencia is really their wedding video. In the sense that, you know, he's going to be
married to him, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I understood it. I said, all right, well, we don't have to talk about that. Maybe another time we'll wait it out. And then I emailed him again to come on the podcast, and he just didn't even email me back. So someone on Twitter said, you know, why don't you have Rogan on? I just wanted to make it clear that I have an open invitation to Rogan. Right. That's all. There's no problem with him.
Do you change your opinions on some of these guys after you talk to them?
Yeah, I changed.
Did you change your opinion on Mencia?
No, I didn't. My opinion was just that, you know, initially I didn't know how deep the weirdness and the crime of stealing was. So what happened with those episodes is I did a whole episode and I felt like he was bullshitting me. And I didn't know what the fuck to do with the episode because I already told people I'd done it and I was in trouble because I got this big, you know, bunch of bullshit. So then I started talking to some other comics and Madrigal said, you know, talk to some of the Latino guys. So I talked to these 2 Latino comics, Willie Barcena and what's the other guy's name? Steve Trevino, who opened for Mencia about some of the allegations and stuff. And then I called Mencia back and I said, look, you know, I got to do some follow up because, you know, I'm not happy with, you know, how you handled the stealing issue and all this other stuff. And he literally said, I said we could do it on the phone because I was trying to be non-confrontational.
Yeah, right.
And then he goes, I'll be right over.
Oh, good for you for calling him, at least.
Yeah, but then he came back and he did like an hour, and it was like this weird, like he couldn't quite keep his story together, and he couldn't, like, you know, he was unraveling a little bit. And
shit.
It was pretty wild. And so my opinion of him if anything, I was like, the guy's a troubled guy. More than anything else. I'm not saying he's any better a person or a comedian.
It's like when you're the wizard and the fucking curtain is coming down and you're holding it up with one hand in front of your face. There's a certain humiliation with it. I'm not saying...
Right, that's right.
And it's, as a guy, I like the dude. Like, I took a flight with him recently. We happened to be on the same plane together going to Dallas or whatever. And it was like, he's a pleasant guy. It's like, you want to like Carlos, and it's like he's a nice guy to talk to. So he's a nice dude.
There's something wrong with the wiring. And I had Dane on, and I have people on that I wouldn't like. With Dane, I was never a real hater of Dane, or I never registered him one way or the other. I just never found him, that interesting as a comedian. And I judged him as more of an indication of something horrible with society as opposed to being a bad comic. But like, he wanted to come on, and the thing that happens when I interview these guys is all the haters now have an opportunity to see them as people, to hear them as not like, that fucker Mencia or fucking Dane Cook. Now it's a guy talking for an hour like a human being, and you can judge them. If you want to hate, then fine. Now you know him as a person. And I literally was with Dane. I was like, why do people hate you so much? I didn't know really what to talk to him about.
But he probably wants to answer that.
He did. He was very prepared.
It's really
he's very focused.
It's like that scene in Frost Nixon. There's a great scene where the guy is like, Nixon's a criminal. I never want to shake his hand. And then Nixon walks in and he goes, hi, I'm Richard Nixon. And the guy's like, oh, Nixon puts his hand out.
Right.
It's like whenever a hater normally is, again, especially when it's something like a comic, people normally are very
but they're just
surprised
things
pleasantly.
They're singular. They're not multi-dimensional to people when they're hating because they're part of a group that hates people because that guy represents something. When it's a person, it's very hard unless you're an asshole.
Right.
To continue to hate him. It was so funny though, because you hooked me up with Dane. That was nice of you. And the weird thing was when he wanted to do the show, he called me out of nowhere in San Francisco. I'm walking down the street and I go, hello, and he goes, Mark, it's Dane Cook. And I'm like, holy shit, you have this energy on the phone too? Are you at home pacing around? What's going on? When are we going to do the show? Very intense fellow, that guy, isn't he?
Coming from you.
No, he's very focused. I tried to get under his skin a little bit, but it didn't really work.
No.
And people ended up liking him more.
So used to it.
Huh?
He is so used to it at this
Dude,
point.
his brother stole millions. It's like after something awful like that happens, it's
That's
like, what's going to phase you after your fucking stepbrother, whatever the fuck guy
But
was.
he's got like the Teflon. He's got the disposition of a politician. He's very clear about how far he's going to go with the conversation. He's very deliberate. When I brought up one thing out of that kind of threw him a little bit. The weird thing was he was not that funny about it.
Shit.
Like his first response was not to make a joke. It was like that was between me and that person.
Straight interview.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was a little intense.
No fun.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Louis C.K. then.
No, this was about Steve Byrne, actually.
And he opens his fucking mouth. He opened his mouth about fucking Carlos. It's like it's dangerous to be a guy that opens your fucking mouth in this game.
Why can't you keep your mouth shut, Bob?
No, that's unfair. First of all,
he's gonna put
I'm not being combative. I'm not being combative. All right.
All right.
But what I'm saying,
his hands are too little to hold those stars.
That's crazy. Chinese stars, you mean? Is that what you mean? I can hold a blowgun.
Are you gonna give him a life lesson?
Life lessons. Yes. With one hand while there's fingers in the ass.
I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you the reality. I know you saw. I'm going to tell you the reality of that situation, though. Okay. There was a time when Joe Rogan was there every night, and he had this other guy from Redban. It's an internet guy filming everywhere. Right. He was filming everywhere. Right. He
does the podcast.
So I didn't see him filming. So Joe comes up, he says it, and I'm just nonchalantly, like I would say anything to Joe.
Some Mel Gibson shit.
Yeah, some Mel Gibson stuff, right? And that was back when I was using, too. I was drinking. That was a long time ago. That was footage from a very long time ago. So I feel like I was screwed. Now, with Mencia and Rogan, we're all cool. You know what I mean? But that was an awful time.
Are Mencia and Rogan cool?
No.
Oh, I didn't think so. Okay.
No, never.
No, never.
Never, ever.
They're going to kill
I don't think that Joe would want it either. I don't think either one of them.
No. It's no. I feel bad for Mencia now, man.
Really?
Yeah. I just feel bad. He's a friend, you know what I mean?
Well, it kind of all came out and got very ugly for him, and then what happened? How did he handle it? I saw him on a plane, but
I think Comedy Central, because of all the letters and stuff, and because of that fiasco, ultimately made a decision to let the show go. And I think that I mean, I don't want to get into if he steals or not steals.
He said he did.
Well, he's admitted it.
Okay. Well, I'm not still not going to get into it because I almost had the Mexican
Poor
mafia.
Bobby,
I almost had the Mexican mafia.
He just wants to be. He desperately wants to be a nice guy.
But you missed what he said.
Yeah,
you missed what he said. There is a Mencia mafia.
What do you mean?
I've seen it.
Really? Mencia mafia.
Yeah, he's got a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Cousins and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, with tattoos. When the tattoos on the neck, I don't screw with that. I don't screw with that.
That's not a
So
level
you're
of
saying,
commitment.
wait a minute. He has people, but are you saying who he is or Mexicans?
Probably people that love him. What? He's not a Mexican. What?
He's a fucking. He's like some type of fucking Iranian or something.
No. He's not Iranian. Here's the story, dude. He grew up in Honduras because I went to his village. I went to the Mencia village. No electricity, no running water. His dad was German, right? Had sex with a Honduran lady, right? Took off.
So he's German
and you're worried about getting
Honduran.
fucked up as you're telling his whole family's fuck story.